Where the other rescuers are, and that's where the rescuer came up and said, "Hey, it's a yeah, you know where that
I see lights down
statue
there.
we seen yesterday?
Yeah. Go down there.
Okay, that's where the rescuer is, and that's where Rob, the TikToker, is."
Hey girl, what's up?
Hey, what do we got going on? Sorry, I was
They're doing well. They're down here
getting
watching. They're doing a live search. They said they found somebody. It was a homeless man.
Oh, wow.
Well, from what they've said, anyways, they think it's a homeless person, but they're not 100% sure. But they're doing a live search right now, so I figured we'd watch it while they were doing it.
Awesome.
And yeah, there's sound, but it's pretty much just the people that are searching. It's just them talking. So I kind of got it. So I have it like muted off or whatever. But we'll flip back and forth between the two channels, like between the. It just kind of gives you an idea of what it looks like at nighttime and what it would have looked like if he was down there or had fallen down there. There's the search, one of the search boats there. You see it? See it down there?
Look at them. They're shining the light like they said they would. They said they needed it to be dark for them to shine the light into the murky waters.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, there's sound, Luann. Maybe you got to turn your phone up or something or your computer up. There's sound, baby. Yeah, and his parents just seen some footage that hasn't been put out yet. They just got to see it, so they're gonna put that out too. But they wanted them to see it first.
I wouldn't either, William. I would not either.
He was actually like leaned up against a pole for like 6 or 7 seconds, and then he took off walking. But at that point in time, they don't have him on camera anywhere else.
Right. And that area all ties back in with where the ID was found. And
yep.
Oh, girl, you had me down an entire rabbit hole this afternoon.
No, I'm serious. I mean, I'm really serious.
I know. I went and watched everything that I could find that came up on him from mainstream media outlets.
Yeah, see, and I have his timeline up here too. Like I have his timeline that they had put out too with this. So remember, I went back and got it. Like I wanted to make sure we were doing, everything the right way.
Yes, ma'am.
So yeah, I went back and got this to make sure that we had the right timeline, the correct timeline of everything. So it says March 8th, 9:35, Strain was kicked out of Luke's 32 Bridge after only being served one alcoholic drink and 2 waters, according to the TC restaurant group. 9:45 to 9:47, surveillance video captured him stumbling and falling in a parking lot at 3rd Avenue and Church Street, then crossing 1st Avenue to north to Gay Street. And then it says down here, 9:52, a police officer had a brief exchange with him, which was caught on body cam. And then at 10:15, the detectives say the last phone conversation Strain had with a friend was around this time, and his phone pinged in the opposite direction of his hotel. And that was at 10:15. So at 9:35, he left. 45 minutes later was the last ping.
Yeah, in that interview with his parents, they think that maybe he had Googled where he was headed, because there was a location of the same name in the opposite direction. Wow. See, look at that. It looks like if you tucked in those trees at the wrong place, it looks like you would go right down into the water.
Yes. Yes, sir. And there's a big set of steps. There's a big, huge set of steps down here. I'm pretty sure it's down here. But we'll pull the map up and look as well, too, because there's the statue right there that they were talking about.
Right.
And then there's a huge set of steps, which they actually thought he went up them steps, but he did not. From what they could tell on the surveillance, they did not. He did not. I mean, they could tell he did not go up there.
More people looking. There's at least three boats over there. And they've got it lit up, and people are still looking. So what are they looking for?
I do want to update you guys that, there was.
Where the fuck does this truck keep?
That voice sounded like Robert.
All right, there's a truck that. All right. I still see boats over there, even though I don't see lights.
Well, there's still people where I'm directly in front of.
Right,
there's still people with flashlights, and they are searching that brush. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boats.
They're supposed to be.
Right, that's what I'm asking.
Tonight they're supposed to be doing that sonar search for him.
Right, so that's what we're doing. We're watching the live sonar search as they're showing it.
It's them searching for Riley now?
Oh, I think that's the people we're listening to, Queen.
Yeah, it is, and they're watching them do the live sonar. That's what they're supposed to start doing here later on. Well, you've seen the one boat go by, but they actually go down. They actually watch them kind of go up and down the river.
Yeah, I apologize about earlier. I was in.
Hey, Indy. It's all in that same area we were looking at earlier today, isn't it?
Yep. Same spots we were looking at earlier. Yep. Yes, it was.
I don't know what the temps were. I agree, Thumb Thug. It's the not knowing, it's the waiting. Water temp was 54 yesterday. Hi, be still. Hi, Kathy. That's what I was just thinking. 13th hour. That's hypothermia within minutes. Oh, those were those orange lines I was talking about earlier. Because I saw them as we rolled past on the air temp is in the 60s now. I feel bad for the family. I feel bad for his fraternity brothers. Yeah. Because the water is so dark, Lucy, what they explained earlier was they need to be able to go at night so that they can hit it with the right color of light so it lights up underneath the water so then they can see. Because the river is very, very dark and brackish. You're welcome, Lucy. Wow. It appears, yes, there are boats with the Cajun Navy in the water. We've seen a couple of them go by when they were showing the water. Yeah, that'll rile the river up a little bit. Well, I'm pretty sure they were live yesterday when the debit card was found. Hey, Wing. Well, Brianna, it's another YouTuber that's out there. So, I mean, and they're not down
There's
on
several out there. There's several out there. I didn't realize I was still muted. There's several YouTubers out here right now looking. JLR was one of them. He was just out there. And they were out there kind of walking around seeing what was going on. This was before when they first found the homeless person. So is that the fencing he stumbled along? Yeah, that's what they're saying over here, that this part of it is. Who said we shouldn't be watching this? Why shouldn't we be watching this? What do you mean, why shouldn't we be watching this? I don't know what you mean by that.
I'm not sure either.
Well, they're not going to let just regular YouTubers search like that, especially at nighttime in the water. They're making them stay up here on the, like the up here at the top on the road and the sidewalk. They're searching the water. So these guys are just basically watching them search the water. They said they found a homeless person down there, either on the bank or near the water. That's why you see the ambulance and the fire trucks and stuff like that. They walked over there to talk to him and ask him. They said it was not Riley that they're aware of. So, oh, somebody said we shouldn't be watching this. You asked why. Okay, I got it. I'm sorry. Yeah. So they're basically just trying to figure out what was going on here with this. And then they walked down there at some point to see.
Going on the other side, there's a boat. Throwing his vest on, and he looked like he was running towards us, and I'm like, "Do you need us to move?" And he said, "Maybe," and I was like, "Do you need us to move?" And he was like, "Probably." And he's like, "How long have you guys been here?" And I told him that we'd been here for like the last couple hours, hour and a half, 2 hours. And he asked, he said a boy had fell over, not a homeless man, a boy. So then,
well, that's how the call came in, that a boy had fell over.
So how did it turn into a homeless person if it came in as a boy first?
Right.
I don't know. I was just going by what the rescuer said on.
So the rescuer said it was a younger boy, and they said it was a homeless guy. So I think they're just kind of like, you know what I'm saying, getting their wires crossed. Really, I think there's too many people. You know what I mean? Too many people saying too many different things.
Could be.
No, Brianna, if that's the case, I don't think we'd see any of that. I don't think they'd show any of that. You know how they are.
Wow.
Yeah. And Golden Feather, I can't get over them not letting his friend leave with him. When he tried to, when he left the bar, they told the friend or whatever, I guess, not to leave. And I don't know if they meant like somebody else, like one of his friends told him not to leave. I'm not sure if it was somebody from the bar who told him not to leave. I really don't know. I'm not sure who told him not to leave. But when he was talking about it, he said he was told not to leave with them. And we were discussing the timeline earlier of when he left the bar to when he hit his head to when he fell. You know, how long it was in between. Yes, Sarah, this is live right now. Yes. We're a little bit behind in their stream, but yes, this is live right now. And this is what it looks like down here. So this is what it would have looked like at nighttime when he was wandering around down here too. I mean, I guess it's a little bit lit up now, but it would have been kind of like the same circumstances when he was walking down here.
Those are the boats.
Of what it looks like. Yeah, the boats are out there searching and they're doing sonar. So they're trying to keep it as well. They were trying to keep it as dark as possible out there. But at this point, with the fire truck showing up and seeing that person down there, you know, or whatever, they're not. Yeah, see, I was trying to wait for Toasty to get done with her live before I turn this one on. So I had waited about an hour and 15 minutes before I turned this one on just so I could make sure she was, you know, close to being done with hers. I hate interrupting her because she's been so supportive, you know, but I didn't want to not do this live search too if something had come up, you know.
Understandable.
Oh, hold on. Wait. Carrie said no. The family has said that wasn't the case. The friend could have left but chose not to. So maybe the friend was saying that so he didn't feel as bad, you know, or so he didn't look as bad. Because if he could have left at the same time, it makes me wonder why he didn't. And I'm sure he feels like shit now that he didn't, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure if he felt, if he would have left with him, that he probably feels like something like this wouldn't have happened had he left with his friend, Let me see here.
Oh, that's where the Titans play.
And it says that they've expanded the search as well. So, and there's also new video. They said there's also new video of him. So here, we'll watch that too real fast. We'll watch the new video.
From the video on that 911 and the massive search for this young man, we're joined now by Riley's stepfather, Chris Whited, and family friend, Chris Dingman. Thank you both so much for joining us. Chris, I'm so sorry to meet you under these circumstances. My heart breaks for your family. I just first want to know how you guys are doing and holding up right now.
We're doing as good as we can, under the circumstances. The community has been amazing for, supporting us, especially since we're 6.5 hours away from our home.
Are you still holding out hope you're going to find Riley alive?
We are. We're still hopeful. We can't give up hope until we have any other reason not to be.
All right, we're hearing that police showed you some new surveillance video today. What does it show Riley doing?
The video was shown to us Sunday after they found the debit card. After the debit card was found, we met with the police and they showed us the video. It was the last known video of Riley, basically from where the body camera footage was with the officer to just right before the James Robertson Bridge. We got to see him walking, got to see him kind of at a fast-paced walk, almost a jog, and it shortened the last known window anyways.
We're looking right now at body cam video from a Nashville police officer who also had a brief encounter with Riley. If we can rewind that video, guys, in the control room and show the beginning of it again, you can see Riley walking. He looks just fine in that part of the video. Is that how he looked in that surveillance video too, where he's walking pretty normally?
It appeared so. It was from a distance, but again, he did seem to be walking either at an extremely fast pace or jogging. And we all know how hard it is to balance, let alone walking if you're, been drinking, let alone try to jog.
Chris Dingman, we're also hearing more about this couple who saw Riley around the time of this police surveillance video and the surveillance video that the families had a chance to see. This couple, they're tourists from out of town. They said they called Nashville police. They did not hear back. They said they actually were concerned about Riley. The woman asked him, hey, are you okay? You're not going to drive, are you? Because he did seem to be drunk at that point, right?
Yes. We were fortunate enough, the family did reach out via a friend, a retired FBI agent, got us in contact with him. And I tell you what, last night, the families got together. We went on a voice call or a FaceTime, whatever you call it, and the families got to spend some time together. The gentleman that was there was literally in tears with the family. He had a lot of guilt, which the family would. They have multiple children of their own. And as I explained to him, I said,
yeah, I figured he felt guilty, and that's probably why he was like, well, I couldn't really leave, or they wouldn't let me leave. Either way, I'm sure he probably does feel bad. I'm sure he probably does feel guilty.
Oh. Well, to know that you were one of the last people to see him, and now here it is all this time later, and he's not been seen again.
Yeah, it's sad.
Don't second guess anything you did. You're the only one that we know that was compassionate enough to even ask Riley if he was okay or even talk to him. Not saying no one else did, but that meant a lot to the family, and I wanted to make sure that family knew it. They were kind and compassionate enough to even ask, and follow up with Riley, and Riley followed them and still communicated with them a little bit. Nothing more to what had happened that evening, but it was really refreshing for the families to get together and, just emphasize, we've been saying this the whole time, there's a lot of people that was in Nashville that weekend that was only there, for 12 hours, 24 hours, 36 hours. This couple's 3 or 4 states away. So we could possibly find the right couple that had the rest of the pieces of the puzzles. We would sure love to see them.
Did this couple tell you anything else about their brief encounter with Riley that was helpful to you?
They did mention that he was on the phone, which Chris had already noticed that the cell phone data, there was an ongoing phone call. There was a conversation with a male gentleman that, we thought may possibly quite have been his fraternity brothers. To the distance of what that conversation was, it was a little unclear at the time, but, there was a conversation with who we think was them. And they were probably trying to look for Riley or figure out where he was.
Did the couple say that Riley seemed to be looking for something? We know he was headed in the exact opposite direction from his hotel. Do either of you have any theories on why he was walking at a fast clip in the exact wrong direction? He was clearly turned around.
Yes, we possibly do. This will be a two-parter. You get both of us. We've had some people on the internet throw out some theories like that. And the name of the hotel, which I was not familiar with, but Chris knows it quite well, one of them said there's actually a business not far from where Riley was at that had the same name, basically. And I'm going to let you take that one.
So given that name, we put it in maps just to kind of see where it was at. And it is around 2nd and 3rd Street, just north of last known location by probably half mile to a mile. So there could have been some confusion if he was trying to get the address for the hotel and got this address. Could have been why he was going that way.
So there are two different, the hotel is the Tempo Hilton, and there's a business called Tempo that is in the direction that Riley was heading. So he may have Google mapped it or to get
possibly.
And was headed to the wrong, quote, Tempo.
Yep.
Yes.
And that was brought to light by somebody, online, within the past 24 hours, asking if we had, thought of that, and we didn't. And then when we got to looking, it was close enough that it was definitely a possibility,
Thanks so much for watching. Go to join NN.
I think
That seems logical.
Yeah.
I just keep thinking about these kids came here for a fraternity formal event and their lives will forever be changed.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's very sad. I mean, very sad. His parents, God, I feel for them. I mean, their son goes to do something, a formal event and gone, just poof, gone. That's scary. Very scary.
Yeah. They said they were, 6 hours from home?
Mm-hmm. Yep. And here's I played this earlier, but this was the well, wait a minute. Here's info about another search that they just did.
The Cumberland River for missing college student Riley Strain. Good evening and welcome to News 2 at 6. I'm Bob Mueller.
And I'm Haley Wilgus. Metro, Cheatham County, and Ashland City officials all still looking for missing Missouri student Riley Strain along the river.
News 2's Caitlin Quisenberry rode along with search crews in Ashland City this afternoon to learn more about how a search of this scale operates. Caitlin.
Bob, getting on the boat with TWRA in the Cheatham County Sheriff's Office, I learned that there are two ways to search the water, both above the water line and below the water line. I'm told that all officials involved in the search party are using an app called CalTopo. It's made to track every movement of the search and account for all possible locations. The boat's sonar technology shows the depth and speed of the boat, but more importantly, outlines what is below the water. If officials were able to see Strain's body underwater, it would stand out among the fish and debris below. But they say if Strain is in the water, it's more likely he's floating and caught up in debris along an embankment. Lieutenant Shannon Heflin with the Cheatham County Sheriff's Office tells me while the Cumberland River's height isn't fluctuating much right now, they do worry about the time.
Lord, her mic is messed up really bad, ain't it? Is that just me or is that her? Okay, I
No,
was gonna
no,
say,
I
if
think
that's just me. I'm shutting that off. I'm sorry, I didn't know. I was like, man, that's pretty damn bad. Is that me or is that her? Because holy smokes, that was pretty dang bad.
she was out on location and it appeared to be pretty windy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Her mic was just, you know what I mean? It could have just been caught from the wind or something. Yeah. Let's see if it's any better now.
Live in Nashville, Caitlin Quisenberry, News 2. Search continues.
It's actually normal. I mean, of course, the river flows down from Nashville to here, and there's been a lot of current, so it is possible that he has washed down this far. And in the past, that has happened.
Tonight, search crews will be out on the water again tonight. Officials tell us while searching the waters at night, it makes it easier for visibility. Live in Nashville, Caitlin Quisenberry, News 2.
Thank you, Caitlin. Riley Strain's family, they say they have reviewed unreleased surveillance video of Riley walking along Gay Street. It reportedly shows Riley briskly walking or jogging. So today, volunteers set up a tent to hand out flyers to sign more people up for search teams. Riley's stepfather, Chris, says he is so thankful for those who have reached out.
Every day, 3-4 hours, doing, searching, passing out flyers, talking to people. It's people like that we just can't thank enough.
The family is asking again if you identify yourself or anyone in the surveillance video that has been released to please come forward, no matter how small the information may be. Our coverage continues over on WKRN.com. To find the latest information and video, just click under the News tab and click Riley Strain Search.
For missing college student Riley Strain stretches across multiple counties, with the focus remaining on the Cumberland River.
Our Jordan James is live with more, excuse me, on what's being done to locate him. Jordan?
Good morning, Carla. The last 24 hours, crews have been scattered along the Cumberland River with searches taking place here in Davidson County and Cheatham County, all while volunteers continue to plaster this poster all across the region. Now, this coming nearly 2 weeks into the search for Riley Strain. On Wednesday, crews made their way to Cheatham County. That location is important because the Cumberland River runs through that county and happens to be where the dam is located. In an effort to see if the 22-year-old is there, the Army Corps of Engineers engaged in the process of opening and closing locks, which would force anything in the water to float to the surface. Despite scouring through the debris, there were no sightings of the Mizzou senior. Meanwhile, volunteers who made the nearly 40-mile drive from Nashville say their mission remains the same.
I work downtown, so I'm very interested in this case. I have tried to follow the river up as far as it will go, and that's why I'm here, hoping to find Riley. Yeah, some closure for his family.
And as of now, the only physical evidence that's been found pertaining to this case is Riley's bank card, which was found by 2 TikTokers. Again, those searches are expected to start here in the coming hours. Reporting here live in Nashville, Jordan James, WSMB4.
No video of the search for missing college student Riley.
I think this gives a better idea of the terrain and what it looks like when he was down there. You know what I mean? What it looked like when he was walking down there and by there. I think that shows a lot, you know?
Well, and it's really almost that same time of night.
Yeah, for sure. It's not, well, it's 9:30 here. I'm not sure what time it would have been there, but.
Well, when he got kicked out of the bar at the Luke's 32 Grill at what, 9:30?
9:35 is what it said. 9:35.
Okay, and they're Central Time, so yeah.
They are Central. Okay. Yeah, Chaos. I think she said she lived somewhere around here. Didn't you say you lived up or lived by this or something, or lived up here or something like that?
There's still people where I'm directly in front of.
Right,
There's still people with flashlights, and they are searching that brush. And there's
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 boats.
They're
Why are they
supposed
so
to be
Right, that's what I'm
tonight.
asking.
They're supposed to tonight. They're supposed to be doing that sonar search for him.
So is this them searching for Riley now?
Is it
What
the
I'm looking
Cajun
at?
Navy?
I can't tell.
Who knows? It's a big boat, I think, right?
Yeah.
Something. I'm gonna walk down. It's a bunch of, I don't know. Here. Let me go back to her screen here. Hold on. It's a bunch of. It's like a big boat.
Yeah, can you let me see?
Well, they're
Maybe
doing
I
the
can
sonar,
visit.
so he's seen a bunch of the boats looking not like down there, so he was wanting to go down there and check them out to see what all ones were down there. But I mean, shit, you could see right there if he slipped, if he was drunk and walked down there, or even like walked, you know what I'm saying, the wrong way and like started walking down that way. If he slipped, he'd be done right down that embankment. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
He could have rolled down, hit his head on the rocks, and went right in the water, and nobody would have even known or seen that if it was that dark and people weren't paying attention. You know, that's the bad part about this.
You know, the one thing that they didn't talk about was if he actually hit his head in that fall.
Yes, Sunflower Darkness. This is live feed of someone that's down there watching and searching at this point. They're not letting them search, so they're kind of just walking back and forth, recording while other people search. I'm not sure what their names are. Silky, Southern T, and CJ is what it says down here. But even look at that little fence right there. That's not enough to hold somebody out. There's no fence line further down either where they're at.
Well,
If you look,
an opening in the
there's an
fence
opening
right
too.
there.
Yeah. And not
Yeah.
only that, they have homeless people on one side and homeless people on the other side. They said the homeless people on one side was a nice homeless encampment or whatever, and the other one on the other side was not. So I mean, it's like more so like drugs and things like that. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Fighting, drugs, you know.
Yeah.
Sarah says, I live in Knoxville and visit Nashville multiple times a year to see my best friend. We always avoid Broadway every time we go out. I felt the other day if I was drunk, I'd still be down. Yeah, there was an older lady that was walking. Listen to this. There was an older lady. She had trouble with her car. She was supposed to be taking it to get an oil change. Okay. She takes her car in to go get the oil change. And she's getting ready to go take the bus to go pick up her car, I guess, for it's done. So she was walking towards the bus. She slipped in the snow and fell and froze to death because nobody seen her and nobody helped her up. Slipped in the ice and froze to death.
Oh my goodness. And nobody knew
Yeah.
what.
Not only that, it was on the corner of a really busy street, and you know what I'm saying, where people would have and should have seen her. There was a guy who actually seen what happened on his Ring camera. He was at work, but he could see what had happened, that she had fallen, and no one was there to help her get up. She lay there for like 4 or 5 hours and froze to death, pretty much.
Oh. Where was that at?
You know what? I'll have to go look.
Oh.
It was really sad too, because she really wasn't that old. Let's see.
Sorry, my small camel is decided to.
It says, okay, so let's see here. I won't say their name. Was outside her property as snow fell on New York today. Life-saving measures were performed at the scene before she was later pronounced dead at the hospital. So New York is where it happened.
Wow.
And actually, I don't even know if this is the right one. Looks like it happened. Hold on. I believe it was New York. It could have been New York. It could have been somewhere else, but I mean, I'm not going to keep looking for it. But anyhow, she, like I said, it did just happen on a whim. You know what I mean? So it was really sad, to be honest. I mean, because you don't think about stuff like that. And I know her daughter was just beside herself.
Agreed. Dude, I've thought about that when I've gone and walked out on the terraces at times in the wintertime when they, I've often thought about that. Like, huh, if I were to slip and fall, I wonder if they would find me here tomorrow.
Yeah, it's just, you really never know. And that link is pinned at the top. If anybody wants to come up or anybody has information or anybody wants to chit chat about the case, you're welcome to pop up. Click that link. Make sure you pause your YouTube first and then click that StreamYard link. It's pretty much the same here. I'm trying to find different, I just feel like if he were to fall, walk right there and slip and fall, or even trip over that gate, or even trip over that fence, not seeing it, or you know what I mean, as tall as he was, I feel like he could have easily tripped over that. And hey, Gray One, how are you, love? I feel like he could have easily tripped over that and fell, you know what I mean, right down, or rolled down that hill or whatever, lost his balance or anything. And there's the boat out there. I don't know if you guys can see it on the left, but there's a boat way out there on the left.
Queen, I keep thinking back to the fall that the kid took.
Yes, I mean,
that could have been the moment that, what if he lost his balance? What if he got dizzy? What if that was another moment that he concussions can cause you to black out any number of things.
Well, they said he got sick. It makes me wonder if he didn't throw up from hitting his head so hard.
Well, very much so. The other thing it's made me wonder is, I wonder if his drink could have been hit with something.
Well, and that's what I was thinking too. But they said he only had 1 shot and 2 bottles of water. But when he took running, and was running through that parking lot, and he, falls and hits his head, smashes his head and his body into that sign. Then he gets up and walks over, bent over and stuff. And it almost looks like he's got something coming out of his mouth. You know what I mean? When he's bent over, walking kind of bent over. Well, yeah,
because he keeps touching it looked like he was touching his forehead or his nose, or maybe he whapped his mouth and his mouth was bleeding a little bit.
Right. Well, yeah, and Polly, that's what we thought too. I don't know if he was pre-gaming or not.
Yeah, I mean,
we don't know why he was running. We have no idea why he was running. We don't know yet.
Wait. That was Allison. It had explained that there was something that had transpired at the food truck. It was like another altercation. It didn't really involve him, but one of the guys that it did involve.
We just didn't know why.
Right. And then that's what caused Riley to take off running. If the current is as strong as people say, he could be very far away. Does anyone know what this river empties into? It's the Cumberland River. Several bars.
They had been to several bars before. Happy Life, how are you, love? What you up to?
Larger body of water. Yeah, it goes down into the Gulf of Mexico.
Happy life. What you up to back here? What you up to back here? What you doing? Coming up and throwing links back there again? Don't be doing all that. You filled my whole thing up yesterday or earlier, and we had all the links anyways. You're up here on panel. Go ahead and talk to me. You want me to take you off, baby? I'll take you off. You probably don't want to be up here anyways right now, but yeah, you ain't got to fill it up with links. It's okay, honey. It's all good. Yeah, Miss Happy Life. She's got it as dropping links. I don't know what she's got going on, but I don't need a whole back chat full of links, baby. I got it. It's okay. Thank you for helping, though. I appreciate that. And at this point, I think they're just walking, like, do you know what I'm saying? To show kind of where he was at, walking his steps. See what I mean? Like the construction part where he was like walking down.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
What we do is get our maps. Let me see. I'm going to get our maps out here. And look up our.
Because it appears that he went the opposite way of the Hilton that he should have gone to.
Right.
Boy, between this and the Sebastian Rogers talking about that Nintendo Switch. Ugh.
So I'm guessing we look at the construction. This is about where he's at, correct?
Yeah, I do believe.
Is this towards the. Let's see here. I don't know if this is where we need to be going or if we got to go the other way. Let's see. Taking us a field trip.
We're going to go for a ride.
Yep.
Keep your arms and your feet and your hands in the vehicle at all times.
We're going to go down here and see where we're at here, where he would have been here. We'll go back over to theirs for right now until I figure out where we're at. Till I get us where we need to go, okay? Oh, is this RJP? What's up? How are you, baby?
Oh, sorry. My mic was muted.
Oh, that's okay. How you doing,
I'm eating.
love?
Good. So did you see that? You probably already saw it, but like 4 days ago, they found another body in the Cumberland floating.
Yes, I heard about that, but I didn't know. I haven't really got a lot of details of it either, though. So,
isn't that crazy shit?
Yeah, to find another person in the Cumberland. Yeah, it's.
So they found two during Riley's search.
Well, they found the one a couple days ago, and then they just said just now that they thought that they had found someone else, but I don't know. There's no confirmation yet.
Yeah, definitely one, possibly two, I guess is how you should say it.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah,
we're waiting on confirmation of who they are, if they found anyone, or what they found down there tonight or whatever, when the ambulance and fire truck and stuff was down there, where they said it was just first they said it was some young boy, and then they said it was an adult homeless man. I don't know, have no idea, but
that's crazy.
Well, yeah, and it makes you wonder how many, they said the undercurrent was really, really bad. So even if he went under and tried to get back up, he wouldn't have been able to.
Yeah, I used to live about 20 minutes from Nashville, and my mom lived right in Nashville for years.
Oh, so you're familiar with this, huh?
Oh yeah. Yeah, and then where they said that they were searching down by the Ashland City Dam, there was a kid that drowned there 4 or 5 years ago, and then the second year that I was there, I think there was 2 people that drowned right by there too.
Oh, wow. So so that happens quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. There was a kid that it was a soldier that was up there because there's a big army base right there. He was parked at like the boat launch ramp. You know what I'm talking about? And he was drunk, and I guess he like accidentally let his car like roll into the river. They found his car. It was miles up the river, and just, and it was only a couple hours when they located the car. So just in a couple hours it had traveled that far, a whole ass car.
That's that undercurrent will do that.
Yeah, fucking crazy, right?
Chaos said, I lived there from 2006 to 2012. Chaos, you can come up if you want to. Being local, she said, as a local, I lived across from a camp on the other side of town. You could tops of the tents, but had no idea what they actually looked like until the footage.
Mm-hmm. That homeless camp is crazy. So I had one of my kids in Nashville at the hospital right there downtown. And you could, like, when they were doing construction, I would have to drive like around the back part to get into the hospital to go to my appointments, and you would see them all the tents and shit lined up there all the time.
Wow. Yeah. Now, see, they said they had one side that was like decent and one side that was like really not where you should be going.
And the weird thing about Nashville too is like, you'll go down Broadway, right, where all these big bars are and all this stuff, right? And then you go just like a little bit further, and you're in the hood. You don't want to get out of your car. You're like, okay, we're just gonna lock that door real quick, and we're not moving.
Kind of like the Strip in Vegas. You go one block too far. Oh shit, it's all over but the shouting.
Yeah, just like that. And it's wild. And I mean, they have a lot of like abandoned big factory buildings, like, because I guess back in the day they would build like the big factories on the river. So there's like all these old brick creepy looking buildings along the river too. It's just, Nashville's a different place, man.
Yeah, and I mean, well, of course, in pictures it looks so beautiful, but then when you get down in the mess of it, you're like, oh, about that. Better be careful over in them parts.
No, and my mom's not like, my mom is kind of like, I don't want to say she's like naive, but I guess she's just like, I'm gonna be fine, like no matter what.
Right.
And she, when we went down there, she had to go to the bathroom, and she couldn't like wait until we got to the hospital. She went in this friggin' gas station that I was like, I don't think you should probably go in that gas station. It looks a little rough. And she's like, it's okay, it's just a bathroom. I'm like, girl,
looks a little sketch. You're like, Mom, come on now. Mom.
Yeah, and I'm big and pregnant. I'm like, the fuck am I gonna do if something pops off? Nothing.
Shit. Kick them in the kneecaps and run.
I couldn't even find my own kneecaps.
Oh shit.
Oh. That's
well,
why
I
you
don't
stay
see
in the
I don't know if you guys seen that or not, but the firemen's grabbed that stretcher and took off with it.
Look at it down there. It looks so wild right now in the video.
Yeah, yeah, they were taking that gurney down there. That's what I said. They said they found somebody that's they didn't say whether he was passed or alive or what. I mean, but yeah, they here we go.
And now like moving up here. Hold on.
And see, they got there's a bunch of YouTubers down there, probably like 15 of them down there recording right now.
You know who I think is about to show up down there? You know.
Yeah, LR's already down there.
Thank you. And I'll be they are mined. If you go to their YouTube channel, it's at Mind of Monsters, all one word, and we will drop it in.
Somebody said Plurpy was asking if she should go down there.
Oh man, she just needs to stay her fucking waddling ass right at home.
I was like, yeah, stay your ass right on at home. You don't need that. You're already busy enough. You got enough going on. The last thing you need is to be chasing criminals down and people down. And you know what I'm saying? You want to hang out with the criminal? You come hang out over here.
She won't.
Blocking.
What?
I said she won't.
Still wait.
It looks like maybe.
Oh, speaking of those steps, remember I told you that those big ass steps that were there? There they are right there behind that sign. See them?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
They go all the way up to the top of the bridge. See those steps?
Yeah, I see them.
That's what they were talking about. They thought he went up them steps. If Upchurch wasn't on he would probably be out there, I bet. If he wasn't on tour. Yeah, because this is his hometown, ain't it? Pretty sure it is.
Yeah. He's from right around there, yeah.
Yeah, JLR was out there already doing his he was out there, doing his searches.
Pointing his finger.
Yep. That long sucker.
Mm-mm.
That fucker is so goddamn long. Hold on. I'm gonna go pull it up real quick because he sure was. He was out there giving us the what for, showing everything. You know what I mean? You know how he does.
JP, we might need you to be back on location soon.
Oh shit.
Well, he just actually, he was down, he was over here, and then he went to Sebastian Rogers, his stepdad's. He went to his stepdad's job. That's where he was just at. But prior to that, yesterday this is him yesterday. Let's see here. Here he goes. This is him yesterday, and this is what it kind of looks like about the same time. So he was down there, and then if you look to the right, there's those steps behind that sign right there. So that's about where he's at. Yes, baby. Yeah, see, and you can see how like that low that fence is. I mean, look at that. That's like way, you know what I mean? Like to your calf, like above your knee.
Yeah.
I feel like it's smaller,
I see they still have the scooters in Nashville, huh? They tried banning those a few years ago.
Oh yeah, they still got them all over.
There was one, he walked past one we saw when he was walking in the footage. He walks past a scooter.
It's just so sad. You know what I mean? Like you go down there for a good time and you think that you're going to have this great time with your fraternity brothers. And then this kind of tragedy happens.
Yeah, and he had his whole life ahead of him. He was so young, I mean, so young. Oh, thank you so much for the Cash App. I appreciate that, baby. I won't say your name, but I appreciate you. That's really sweet of you. Better be taking care of my girl. She's got a broken heart tonight. You better be taking care of my girl. Her friend got some bad news, and it breaks my heart, man. We need good news. Everybody deserves to have some good news, and I hope this family gets good news. I hope he's found somewhere and he's alive, and that, he just, I don't know,
Well, Tennessee is wild anyway. I'm not from there. I moved there. And when we lived there was a friggin' woman's body that was found like, I don't know, 500 feet from my property line when we lived there.
God.
Yeah, I guess her boyfriend just, put the knuckles to her and dumped her there. And
oh my God.
And I was like, this place, that was like the first 3 or 4 months we lived there. I was like, this place is buck wild. We need to get out of here.
Oh God, yeah.
I was nuts. Lots of crazy shit happens in Tennessee.
Yes, girl. I'm like, oh my God, it's always Tennessee. What the hell? What is going on? Runs
Right?
there's
There's that
SF
ET
posted a list
finger.
of this info on the case he is seen on social media. Hey, Ellie Boo, what's up, baby?
Hey, what's up?
What's happening, love? What you doing?
Not much. Coming up to chit chat about
There
all
was
this.
that big old long finger.
Ellie.
Oh my
Yeah,
God!
this is Longfinger. We're looking at Longfinger's coverage here of it because he kind of gives us a little tour of you know how Pointer Finger does. He's
Oh, pointing finger. Yeah, yeah.
Pointer Finger's giving us a tour, and you know how he does. Here, get a look. There you go. He ain't got the pointer finger out right now, but hey, he's reading it. He's checking it twice.
He's working both cases, I guess, right? Both.
Yes, he was just at Sebastian's stepdad's job site.
Of course he was.
Right here, stop. Right there, stop. There, bam. That's where he comes walking from. See the signs right there? See the construction signs to the left? This is where he comes walking by.
Oh.
In the crosswalk. They were in the crosswalk and he was over by the signs.
Yes, he comes walking down here and walks right across here, does like a little circle, and then goes to the officer to behind, like if you were looking behind us, you know?
Is after the fall or before?
This is, you know what? Let me go grab it real quick. Let me go grab
after
the video
the fall.
Oh, okay. The timeline. I saw that timeline
Yeah.
I put up earlier. That was good. That timeline.
Is that Gay Street?
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. Is it? I don't want to say yes for sure. I think it was Gay in first, right, or something before.
I think you're right.
Yeah, see like how all those buildings look, like those big brick buildings, like very industrial looking.
Yeah.
This is like
huge.
downtown. It's like downtown Nashville, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's freaking wild.
Yeah, this is and actually here's this was 3 days ago. It says crews recover body found floating in Cumberland River. This is from 3 days ago.
Yeah. And there was
Cumberland River. The body does not fit the description of missing student Riley Strain. TWRA crews saw it floating down the river right before the Martin Luther King Jr. Fire leaders say the person surfaced from the water wearing a maroon colored shirt. The identity of the individual has not been released.
It's like with the Gabby Petito. Remember how they found like 10 people when they were looking for her?
Yep.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they sure did.
I just saw KSB say about Printers Alley. Is that KSB? Isn't that where that what's that building called? That's not where the Pawn Stars, or not Pawn Stars. What's it called? Where they go and they like search people's properties for stuff.
Oh, storage
Junkers
or something.
No, the pickers. The pickers.
Yeah.
Oh, Pickers. Oh, I love that show. Oh, with the two guys. I like this show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that
Pickers.
Is that Printers Alley KSB, or is that the other one? Is that the other? I can't remember.
They're from Nashville. I didn't even know that. Those two guys. I haven't seen them in forever. Are they still doing it? Pickers?
I don't think they were from Nashville. I think they opened like a second location there.
Oh, that was a good show. Totally forgot about that.
Well, so I guess apparently it was on like a thing too, is that it was like the 26th anniversary of the death of a woman who was found floating in the Cumberland like 26 years ago. A tugboat captain found her floating in the river. And that was just on the 17th of March too. So it's not, this has been going on for years with that river. It's so sad.
Oh, the Pickers broke up?
Pickers broke up? See?
One had a
Nothing
drinking
lost.
issue and they split up.
Oh, no. Oh.
Okay. Oh, that's too bad. I didn't know that. Yeah, so basically here he goes. This is where, okay, so this is where JLR's at, looking towards him. You know what I mean? No, not this part. The next one. Sorry, it would be this. This came first. So he left the bar. Okay, so he left the bar. and took off running, and then he runs into this.
Oh God.
Yeah, he hit that shit hard. He hit that hard. You could tell. I mean, he was like dazed when he got up. Now, they said there was an altercation outside the bar, and I'm not sure if he just was like, thought he was going to be a part of it, which is why he took off running, but he seems like he's like in a stride, and then boom.
Yeah.
The
He was-
ankle rolls.
He was running with a purpose, though. You know what I mean? That's not just like a running to like get across that parking lot. That's like
So
a
before this, there's a food truck.
Maybe
Right
tripped
off
on
to the
something.
right, there's like
Yeah.
a food truck. And there was an incident that took place at the food truck. And one of the guys involved in the incident started to run, and resulting in Riley running. Look, there's
Yeah,
another
that's
one
what
of those
somebody said
scooters.
earlier. See, look how he keeps touching his head and looking
Yeah.
at it. He's bleeding or something, and he's walking really differently than he was before. He's like not able to
Yeah,
walk
he's like
right.
stumbling. And they
He's
said that
kinda
he hit that
stumbling.
pole first, and then he started walking and stumbling like this, and then he goes
Yeah.
across.
Because look at him running. He's fine until he hits. What does he trip on? That's so
His
crazy.
ankle
I don't know, but
rolls,
that's what it
Ellie.
looks like.
Oh
When-
fuck! That's
when Queen slowed this down earlier, you can actually watch in his stride, like his back ankle rolls, and he just goes down.
Here, I
Oh, that's
slowed
why
it
he's
down all the way.
walking weird because you can't walk. He probably had a broken ankle or a sprain,
Right
a rolled
there.
ankle.
Okay, so
Ouch.
watch at the pole. You see the ankle wobble. He's in cowboy boots when he's running.
Oh gosh, ouch. That's why maybe it rolled. I don't know. Oh fuck.
So at about the pole, the ankle rolls, it wobbles, and then he
he
rolls.
might have hit his head.
Yep, it
Yeah.
rolls, and then he goes down.
Whoa. I'm sorry. Something just fell in my house. I'm not. Sorry.
Thumb Thug said, people passing by probably thought that he was another drunk person, and that's probably true. Because sadly they're a dime a dozen.
Yeah, see, and that's exactly what we were saying, because it takes him forever to get up. I mean, he's like stunned when he gets up. But you see him, he's like running in a stride, right? And then he comes down. It's like almost like he comes down on his work boot, and he comes down like on the side of it
And
like,
rolled it.
yes, it's
Fuck.
kind of like his
Yeah.
leg rolls under him. Because watch
Yep.
him when he goes right
There
here,
he
he
goes.
starts to go down. Watch him.
Yeah.
Down, bam, and then it's like he goes down and tries to catch his fall and then he hits that.
Yeah.
Yes, this is right
Fuck.
after he left the bar.
Oh God. This is what this caused something because that's like a big hit.
Yeah, he was definitely disoriented even more after that.
Right. Well, he was already running the wrong. He was already going the wrong way when he come out of the his hotel's the opposite direction.
Yeah.
But did I hear them say that there was another building that was close by in the opposite direction that had a similar name, and that
Tempo. Yes, because it was that he was staying at the Tempo Hilton, but there's another business in the opposite direction called Tempo.
That's what I thought I heard them say as well.
And they thought that he had maybe Google mapped it.
Oh, look at him. No, I could.
And he almost hit that little thing right there. You know what I mean?
Shit.
I'm just shocked that that's the only camera footage there is. There's just so many cameras down there.
I wonder if they're still. Well, it's been 2 weeks, so they probably collected all, right?
And he would, at some point, he was on the phone talking to a friend after this.
Did you see that
So he
other
left
weird
the bar at
grainy?
9:35. Hold on, here I'll put the timeline up here. He left the bar at 9:35.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Yep.
So yeah, here it goes. March 8th, 9:35. Strain was kicked out of Luke's 32 Bridge after only being served an alcoholic drink and 2 waters, according to the TC Restaurant Group. So then it says 9:46 and 9:47. Their surveillance video captured him stumbling and falling into a parking lot on 3rd Avenue and Church Street. 3rd Avenue and Church Street. So then they have, let's see here, and then crossing First Avenue North to Gay Street. Then they have him down here at 9:52 p.m. A police officer had a brief exchange with Strain, which was caught on body cam footage. We seen that where the cop was, where he talked to the officer.
Yep.
At 10:15, detectives say the last phone conversation Strain had with a friend was around this time. His phone pinged at the opposite direction of his hotel. That was at 10:15. Then they say his phone went off. His phone went off at 10:32. So almost an hour exactly. It's almost an hour to the exact minute.
Wow.
3 minutes
From when he
off,
left.
right till
Yeah.
his phone shuts off and it's gone.
Yep.
They can't track it anymore. So then March 9th, the very next day, a friend filed a missing persons report. Strain's family drove to Nashville after they got the call about his disappearance. March 11th, the Metro Nashville Police Department checked hospitals, jails for Strain with no luck, posted on social media about his disappearance, asking for tips. March 11th through the 16th, which is 5 days, the family, police, and other organizations search along the Cumberland River and areas near it, finding nothing. March 17th, which was, 4 days ago? 4 days ago, Strain's bank card was discovered on an embankment of the Cumberland River by the two TikTokers. They found his bank card. Fast forward 3 days to yesterday, they found his shirt. His shirt that had vomit on it with the homeless man.
God.
Yes.
And did I hear, I think I heard it, and I'm not sure, that his phone didn't shut off because it was out of battery. It shut off for another reason, correct?
Correct. That's it. They did not say what the reason was, but yes, that is correct also.
So maybe they know it's water or something. Could they know that? I wonder.
Given that law enforcement is concentrating on that part of the river, that is what it alludes to. Because if a phone has, most phones can tell it'll send a signal back if it's like a catastrophic water event.
Oh, interesting.
And I know that on Life 360, I have that on all my kids, that the Life 360, it'll show, like if their battery's low and then the phone dies, it'll say like out of battery at, and it gives the time. And then if they just shut their phone off, it'll say like phone powered down at, whatever time. So I'm wondering if they had Life 360 as well.
Didn't they say he had one of those, like family sharing things? Or no? Did you guys hear that?
I don't
imagining it. Okay. I thought you guys were talking about that earlier.
We talked about that earlier, but I don't remember what it was in correlation to, because I know that they had it in the watch. We listed a couple different cases that had it.
Yeah, like Kylie Rodney, she had the Life 360.
Okay, it was Kylie Rodney. That's maybe, yes, I guess Elliot, maybe it was you we had this conversation with earlier.
Yeah, we did. But I don't remember who, like what the like if it did he have it or something. I forget that part of it,
God, JLR's just all over the friggin' place.
Yeah, he had 360. See, chat knows everything.
He did. Okay.
Chat knows. Chat knows.
Yeah, okay, hold on. She said, I have 360 on my teen and his girlfriend.
So his girlfriend also has 360? Oh,
no.
Okay. Oh, Mike, got it. Chaos. Yeah, got it.
I have it. Yeah, I have Life 360 on my kids, and I have Apple AirTags on their bags. I have Apple AirTags on all my dogs. I track everybody.
No, we ain't fucking around. I got Live 360 on mine too.
You did. That's good.
You
The
just,
AirTag thing is very cool.
like you said, you track everybody's shit. You got to know. You know what I mean? You just don't know these days. You really don't.
Yeah, if it's
I
like
think
available,
he's trying to
why
take us.
not?
I think he's trying to go down to the bar, but that bridge 32, and see. I mean, you see, like,
JLR, you need to get off that street, sir.
right? You're Look at him with the finger. He's got the.
He's pointing always.
JLR phone home.
Oh my gosh!
Little
There he goes with
sunburn.
the finger point.
It's so stupid.
He did not
He's
disappoint
like
with
he
the finger
walked
point.
that way.
And there's another finger point that way.
Yeah.
Let's see what he's talking about. He looked serious right there. He looked like he was real serious right there. Let's see what he says.
Oh, he's looking real serious.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's serious about this. Let's see. I gotta get back up to. Oh shit! There's an officer.
Act normal, act normal, act normal. Look like a tourist, look like a tourist.
That is like JLR's mind. You're thinking, yeah.
He said, "There it is. There it is, you guys. There it is."
Oh, that's maybe where the fall happened? In that intersection? I don't know.
No, I think he found the bar.
Oh, the bar. Okay.
Right there.
But he's in the quiet part of town now.
Huh?
He's in the quiet part. He's not on the like, I guess, I don't know if you'd call it like the main strip, like the Broadway, you know what I mean? He's in the quieter area right now.
Somebody said he's walking the path of that Riley walked.
Yeah, he's over here telling us about it right here. He starts in
which makes sense. That's what he
further
does.
He starts in with the finger point right about now.
Those are some crazy ass crosswalks.
Look, there it goes. Luke Bryan's right there, pointing it out. Bam. I told you.
You have Luke Bryan, folks.
Are you sure that ain't Area 51, JLR? Remember he went out and told us at the farm. He got so mad at Hills for calling him out. He put a thing up on her on his community tab.
With the Area 51 thing, yeah.
He's such an asshole, isn't he? Yeah, he was out there trying to play games with his subscribers about
He's like
about being on Area 51, knowing damn well he wasn't on no Area 51.
Not even
But he
close.
was trying to, you know what I mean? And she called him out,
Yeah.
and he got so mad at her, he put her on the community tab, like a little asshole he is. All right, here we go. Back to the finger point.
Right there.
Right there. There it is. Right there. Look at that finger point straight to it too. Bam.
Get kicked out.
And he got kicked out. I knew he was going to throw a fit about that shit. I knew he was going to be mad. Look at him. He said, and there it is right there. And he got kicked out. He's pissed.
Right there. Get kicked out. Hotel. 5 blocks that way.
Oh, wow. That's it.
There's the, there. See, I knew he would let us know. He said right there.
Right?
There, right there. There's the hotel.
There's the hotel.
The, right. There's Luke Bryan's, and he got kicked out. He said.
Kicked out.
And he goes, in the hotel is 5 blocks this way. Look, JLR's fucking pissed. He ain't having it. He's gonna investigate this.
Yeah, he knows he's on it.
Yeah,
oh
he's good.
I love that he's there. I love that he's there. It's just.
I do too, and he's got his press pass on. He's got his press
Of course
pass.
he does. Of course.
JP, I agree. I think he does look a little tired. I think he's been on the road a little too much.
He looks like a little sunburn, though. He got some color on his face. He's always outside, you know.
I mean, shoot, right after this was yesterday. So today he was over at the Sebastian thing. So
yeah.
And it says, hold on, Slim Jim said Jason Aldean's bar and Luke's share a rooftop. You can go back and forth to both bars.
Tempo Hotel. But guess what, folks? Instead of going that way, Riley meets Luke Bryan's. It goes that way. And then goes that way. goes up this way. It goes up this way. So
Which he's right, because if you look, those construction signs is what he walked past. I'm pretty sure. Isn't that where they got the video from? Right here? With him walking by it?
Yeah.
I think
I
so.
think so, yeah. Looks like it.
And we're coming up on where he biffs it because it's over to the right by that little light pole.
Yeah, because to the left, right there, that building to the left right here is where I'm pretty sure they got the camera footage from.
Okay,
Well,
so
let's
then
go back and look. Let's
if
go
you
back
go
and
look at that garbage can. Yep.
So he was originally going the right way to his
No.
place, right? No. Oh, okay.
He should have been going the opposite direction, and he should have been going back the other direction. He came this way, and then he makes a right.
Oh, okay, got it. I guess.
Yeah, they said he leaves the bar and then he takes off running through this parking lot, hits his head on the sign, which would be the parking lot would be if he left the bar. Hold on, they said so. Hold on, let's see. Let's go back here. So if he left the bar, what parking lot would he have ran into? You know what I mean? Where's the parking lot that he would have ran into the car 5 minutes, within 10 minutes?
Okay, so he's right to the left.
Oh, that big parking lot garage? You're talking
Well,
about?
there's construction signs.
Right there. I think on the other side of that that building would be like the lot, the open lot, I think.
Oh, an open lot.
Right.
So that's where he gets kicked out of, is behind JLR. The hotel is 5 blocks back that way. Five blocks back that way.
I didn't see the police body cam. Did they release that already or not yet?
Not yet. The family saw
They
it.
released the body cam footage where he talked to the officer walking by him, but that's the only time he spoke to him. You want me to go grab it? Hold on.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, girl. And when he talks to him, he sounds like he's completely fucking normal. Like he hadn't drank a drop. Like even when he talks to him, yeah, he sounds completely normal. Like he sounds like he is not he's not drunk at all.
I guess fake it to make it if you have to. I guess sometimes like if you're.
It's such a short interaction too. He could have been smacked. He could have been shit, but all he says is, "Hi, officer. How are you?" That's it.
Yeah, like when you're with your friends though, and you're trying to drive and they don't want you to, and you're like, "I'm fine. I'm not even drunk."
Right. Right. Okay, so this is News Nation. They just put out this from 3 minutes ago. Let's check this bad boy out. This is from 3 minutes ago.
First saw someone other than Riley wearing what looked like Riley's shirt. Sabrina Martin is a volunteer with Souls United, an organization that helps the homeless in Nashville, and she joins me live now on the phone. Sabrina, thank you so much for coming back on the program. We're at day 13, and 11 days ago, you spotted the homeless person. We think maybe his name is Ross, wearing the shirt that looks like Riley's. We've had Chris Salisbury say that he now knows someone named Ross, a homeless man, was telling others that he got that shirt. He saw it hanging on a railing. It had vomit on it, and he picked it up, cleaned off the vomit, and started wearing it. You tried mightily to get a hold of the police. You called them. You were thrown into voicemail for the cold case unit. You then called Crime Stoppers. And as of, I think, yesterday when we talked to you, they hadn't called you back. Have they called you back yet?
Oh, whoops. I'm sorry. I didn't realize I even closed that stinker. I'm sorry. Look at me. I'm failing here. Shoot. What the heck's going on here? Let me flip that back on real quick. We'll turn this one on while I get this one on, while I get this other one on. But anyhow, yeah, this is
God, that just breaks my heart.
So that looks like it's in between the entrance and the exit. It looks like it's that little island thing, right? Because you see the reflector poles around it.
Yeah, you can kind of see the arrows almost, but you can tell kind of the way the cars are pulled in, like at that diagonal.
Right.
Sorry about that, guys. All right, ready?
Real relief. Can you describe?
So they said they have on the phone Sabrina Martin. She believes she saw the homeless man wearing Riley's shirt. When you spot this shirt, you'll know. As soon as you see this shirt like this, you're gonna know hey, that's recognizable. You know what I mean? That's the shirt that Riley was wearing.
Somebody earlier said it's like a fraternity shirt, though. Did you guys hear that? Maybe she'll talk about it.
I did hear that. They said the whole fraternity had those shirts on, so that's kind of...
Yeah. So, there's more chances of more of them being around, but, it sounds like it was right there. And you said it was vomit on it, right?
Yeah. Oh,
Katie
Katie K gets 20 memberships. Thank you, Miss Katie K. I didn't even see you get 20 memberships, love. Thank you so much. That's really sweet of you, love. Thank you so much.
So they all ordered shirts that matched for this event, is what I'm assuming.
Well, I don't know if it was shirts to
I'm guessing so.
I think they were saying some kind of fraternity shirt. That's what somebody was saying in chat. I don't know though. Maybe I don't know if it was for the event or just in general. You know.
You're so handsome.
Yes, it was Detective Rowland who gave me a call. He first apologized for it taking him so long to get back to me. And then he just asked me to recount what I seen. And then a description of the gentleman, what the gentleman was wearing in his back. Also gave him the location. And then I gave him the contact information of 2 other volunteers that were with me that day. I confirmed with them last night that
Why does it keep shutting that off? It just keeps shutting it off. I don't know what the hell.
That's weird. It's always that spot.
Yeah, it's like it just keeps shutting it off at the same spot. I don't know what the hell's going on. Weird, ain't it? Isn't that weird?
It is weird.
It's done it twice now at the same. Weird. All right. Well, I guess this is the old one we were playing. Okay. Well, Katie K get 50 memberships. Holy smokes, girl! What are you doing? Oh my goodness, girl! Thank you so much. Holy smokes! Dang, baby, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You have a little bumblebee over there throwing a whole fit.
We can't talk about that.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Yeah, they said there was actually new footage. There was new footage, but they I guess they showed his parents first. They didn't want to show they didn't want to show it first without showing his parents. So I'm not sure if they put that out yet or not. But here this is back on Banfield. Here, we'll finish this. Okay, here we go. Let's try it again. One time for the third time.
Metro Police did follow up with both of them as well.
And they were able to tell the story that they saw that homeless man wearing what looked like Riley's shirt as well, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So what about this man named Ross? When you and I first spoke, you told me that you had seen him before. It wasn't the first time that you had had an interaction with him, because you are often once a month, serving the homeless. Have you seen him since? Has anyone else seen him since?
To my knowledge, no one has seen him since. I haven't seen him since, but I have not been back to the homeless camp since that Sunday.
What's interesting about Chris Salisbury, who also made a report to us that he tried to get a hold of the police and was thrown into the cold case voicemail, is that he also works with the homeless, and he went down there to speak with several people, said he had reports from at least 3 or 4, maybe even 5 other people who said the same thing. A homeless man who goes by the name of Ross told them
that he got that shirt, found it hanging on a railing, but he said that it was hanging on a railing sort of down near Broadway, which would be way, way south of where our red line, puts Riley. What's interesting is when Chris gathered that information about the shirt having vomit on it. You can tell me why that's significant, though, right? The timing of when Chris Salisbury got the reports from the homeless people up near those bridges that Ross had said he got the shirt with vomit on it. Why was it significant, that timing?
To me, it was significant because the public, it didn't come out publicly that there was puke, on the shirt until I believe yesterday or the day before. Chris was actually down at the homeless camp getting the reports last week. So Thursday, Friday of last week.
It gives it even more credibility. It wasn't public. We hadn't had the report yet from the family that they had witnessed Riley vomiting over the barrier. But those homeless people had been talking about the shirt with vomit on it before that. Thank you for that, Sabrina. I appreciate it. Can I ask you one more quick question? And that is this area at 10 o'clock at night. Is this an area you would go alone at 10 o'clock at night where Riley was last pinging and seen on the video?
I personally wouldn't go alone downtown at all.
Chaos B said found on Broadway. That doesn't make any sense.
I was just going to say.
They actually said that. They actually said where they found the shirt wasn't anywhere near where he was.
But because he was on Broadway at Luke's, and then he went up and he turned and he was like headed down towards the river.
Right.
And they found the shirt further south, but then she said they found the shirt south on Broadway. Well, I think she might have just messed up what she was saying, because that doesn't make sense.
Well, yeah, they said, and that's what they said, that the shirt was found where it wouldn't even make sense. It wouldn't even make sense for it to be found there. He was not there. He was nowhere even around anywhere where the shirt was found, is what they said.
There's so many homeless people. I'm wondering if like another homeless person picked it up. You know what I mean?
Right.
And took it,
grabbed it, carried it, or walked with it, and then found out it had puke on it and was like, oh, this got vomit, and threw it down or something. And maybe another guy picked it up. I don't know, but it's very odd that they said it was found away from where he was. You know what I mean? Like they said, basically it was found pretty far away from where he was.
Hell, maybe one homeless told another homeless, dude, that's on that guy's, that come off that, you know what I mean? That come off that one guy.
When he gets over to this pole right here, he walks across the way, and then he gets over here. He spins like a circle. I don't know if you can tell. He does like a little circle spin.
Thank you for that.
Look at him. See, he's walking back there with those people. So see him back there? He's walking. And then he stops at this pole and does like a little circle spin kind of thing. Like he kind of looks back like, dang, am I in the wrong spot? And turns around, starts walking, and then walks back that way again. Like he almost does a double take. Man, am I going the wrong way?
Yeah, it's like he knows that he's like, he's second guessing himself for sure.
Yeah, second guessing himself. Like, should I go the opposite way? It takes a step and then turns around and goes back the opposite direction where he's walking.
God, poor kid.
It just makes you wonder where the hell he's at. I mean, where in the hell?
Yeah, I mean, and Nashville's not big. You know what I mean? It's big, but it's not big. It's not huge to the point where, it's going to come up like, oh, well, he was way over here, way over there. And it's like pretty congested into one small area.
Oh, here. They just said they announced a man rescued from the river embankment in search for Riley. So I'm guessing this is probably what we just seen on the YouTuber's camera. They said they found somebody.
David Flagg, he is with the United Cajun Navy. David, it's good of you to be back on the program. Thank you for this.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, listen, Evan just alluded to something that seems to have just happened, that you're out searching for Riley Strain, and you've actually rescued someone else. Can you shed some light on what's happened?
Absolutely. So we had our boats in the water, and we're really just getting ready to start tonight's mission. And as the boats were more or less just kind of idling down the river, they heard someone on the riverbank calling for help. So they pulled over to the bank, and as it turns out, it was a 61-year-old man. He was a homeless man who had fallen from the top of the riverbank, which would have been First Street, and it's about at least a 30-foot drop. It's very brushy and but almost directly vertical. So he had kind of bounced down, through the trees and the brush and stuff, and actually landed on the rocks right at the river's edge. Was unable to move. Had some injuries to his arms and his wrists. But if we had not heard that, if we had not been here, he very likely would have passed.
That is quite remarkable, and I think really sort of underscores what can happen on those walkways.
So it happened that fast, and we just watched it on that guy's on their footage right here. This right here. So this right here is when they were walking to go see what happened down there. There was a fire truck, and they got the gurney out and stuff, and walked up there with that gurney. That's what they were walking up there for with that gurney, was to go get him. Because they said they didn't say if he passed away or not, but I'm guessing that's probably the guy that they just went and rescued that they were talking about when all this went down. Right here, they were trying to pull him out or figure out where he was. Now, see how easy it was for him to flip down and fall down like that, hurt himself.
Wow.
Could you imagine if he was drunk or drinking and didn't know, flipped down there and flipped instead of stopping, flipped into the water? I mean, a 30-foot fucking drop. That is a pretty big drop.
Thank God.
If it looks like this, you're gonna have a hell of a time.
And in that sort of thick brush up from the water's edge, if Riley had been stumbling, inebriated, trying to find his way, and just had some a missed footing, it makes perfect sense that the 61-year-old man who fell and tumbled to 30 feet, maybe the same thing. Would you have been able to see by now in the area that Riley was last seen, with the timestamps that we know, would you have been able to find in all of that area if he was on that riverbank at this point?
Absolutely. Well, I'm not going to say absolutely. Very, very high probability. That whole area, those riverbanks and the river along that area has been searched thoroughly over and over and over again. Nashville PD has searched it thoroughly. Their urban search and rescue department. I've actually met them out there and seen them going up and down that riverbank. We've had Nashville PD's boats on the water, Nashville Office of Emergency Management, Tennessee Office of Emergency Management, Tennessee Fish and Wildlife. I mean, there was a number of private individuals have been in boats up and down this river. What Evan was alluding to a little while ago, we actually had some local residents who are fishermen and have boats, and they reached out and said, "Hey, look, we want to help in this," and they brought 4 of their own boats out on the river tonight. They were upriver here with us in the Nashville area, and then they have returned to the downriver area where we were and where Evan was earlier there at Cleese's Ferry. And they're going to spend a good part of the night tonight just searching along the riverbank and searching in, some of these coves or back eddies to see what we can find.
And we're seeing the live pictures of that, David. We're watching as those boats that you're talking about, you're Cajun Navy, you're the director. I want to remind people, this is a volunteer group. These people just put down whatever they're doing, whenever they're doing it, and they hit the road, and they come with their boats, whatever kind they have, whatever craft they have, and they join in the effort to volunteer to search for people who need them. I do want to ask you this, if I can, David, and that is that it's been 13 days since Riley was last seen on video or his phone last pinged. If he had fallen into that river, what are the chances that we are going to find him?
Well, we will find him, and our position is always that we are on a rescue mission until we find definitively that it has turned into a recovery mission. There's been cases of people disappearing and being found 3 weeks, a month later. So we don't cave to any kind of loss of hope or anything of that nature. We just always maintain hope. We're maintaining hope for and with Riley's family. And we're bathing this whole situation. Actually, this whole area is, and our whole online community is just absolutely bathing this situation in prayer. And, you know, prayer changes. That's what it's going to take to resolve this issue, is a lot of prayer and just a lot of diligent searching. So we're trying to fulfill both of those responsibilities.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to.
Yeah. So you know what else though? Listen, if fallen 30 feet, fallen 30 feet, if he fell like that homeless guy did, he very well could have dropped his bank card out of his pocket, or could have flung out of his pocket. Yeah, that
Yeah,
river was so fast. I mean, he could have dropped that. You know, if he flipped down there, all I'm saying is it could have came out of his pocket and landed there as he went into the water, or was laying there. Like they said, he could still be laying there hurt somewhere on the sides. I mean, you know, wherever. Like that guy, like he said, if they weren't down there, he would have probably laid down there and passed away.
I saw somebody ask how dirty the river is there, like if it's full of stuff. It's really bad. There's a lot of limbs, and then there was a big flood in 2010, and that flood put a lot more debris into the river that, you know, isn't naturally occurring. So there's a lot of stuff going on in there.
Yeah, see, I was wondering how bad it was down there, that Cumberland River.
Bad, real bad.
Oh, wow. See, and that's what I wondered why they said that. But you know what? And it reminds me too, like the undercurrent. So if he would have fallen and the undercurrent would have swept him away, like swept him down current, you know what I mean? Like down, further down. Do you think that's what happened if he fell in? Do you think it would have swept him down further?
I mean, like I said, I saw that one guy that was in his car, and the whole car got, you know, moved. Well, I think it was like 6 or 7 miles. And that was just, you know, within hours it got moved that far, a whole car. So yeah, I mean, it's possible for sure. You know, it's crazy. That river is very, very unsafe. I wouldn't even go out on a boat on that river. Never.
Oh, it's that fucking bad, huh?
I don't trust water to begin with, but that water, especially, too many. I've heard way too many stories about that river that I wouldn't. They had like a boat where you went and like played bingo on the boat on the river, you know, and they did like this little like dinner show type situation.
Oh no shit! You're like, hell no. Nope.
Yeah, I was like, I don't care how big that boat is. It could be bigger than my house. No way, not happening.
Look, Chaos said there were whole houses floating down the highway in that flood.
Yeah, there were. It was terrible. That flood was awful. God awful.
Wow, man.
It was nuts.
And look at, I was gonna say, and look how, look at it. It's like just. It's been 13 days. Yeah, I think 14 days. Yeah, think of the Mississippi River boats. That water is nasty.
Yeah, and I don't think they ever. What's it called when they do the bottom of it? You know, like how some people or some places.
Dredge.
Yeah, they don't. I don't think they ever dredge the Cumberland.
Oh wow, then it's probably real fucking bad down there.
It's nasty, and it's
already lowered 4 feet. So yeah, I was gonna say that I was wondering what it was, because they said like 14 days ago was it up really high 14 days ago, you know? And she said no, they don't. Rowena said they don't. Man, hold on. Beck says I grew up there, been hearing stories about the bodies in that river all my life. Shit, Chaos said I have PTSD from that flood.
It was bad. That flood was crazy. I've never seen anything like it in my life. And
wow, man.
I think they like release, you know what I mean? Like I think they make the water level higher in accordance to like the barge schedules is how I think it works. And I could be wrong because, you know what I mean? I'm not a boater by any means. But I think that's what they do is they raise it and lower it according to the barge schedules.
Yeah, so they haven't released the last video. They showed his parents, but here it says right here on Banfield, I'm sure she's probably pissed, but it says Riley Strain, why aren't the police releasing the final video shown to his family? Well, they showed his family. Maybe they don't want it out yet. Maybe they don't want people to know yet.
Yeah.
Riley Strain. You know, we've seen a lot of video of downtown Nashville and the places where Riley Strain was last seen before vanishing, but there is video that shows Riley Strain walking in other places, video that has not been released to the public. Riley's family told us about it last night on this show. Police have shown it to them, but they are not releasing it to us. And we asked why they're not sharing it publicly, and they said that it's very poor quality, doesn't prove anything other than Riley was around the bridges where his phone pinged for the last time. I beg to differ because we got a much better description from a friend of Riley's family, Chris Dingham, who told us that it was captured by a surveillance camera high above the Woodland Street Bridge, and the timestamp on it is 9:57 p.m.
Which doesn't go right because 9:57 p.m. Remember, we have our timestamps.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bam. Let's go back to him right here. 9:57. So look, 9:35. He walks out. He gets kicked out of the bar. 9:45, 9:47. The surveillance video captures him stumbling and parking in the parking lot, hitting the sign. Right. 9:47.
Yeah.
9:52. A police officer sees had a brief interaction with him, which actually would be right. That does match the timeline because 9:57. They said 9:57 would be 5 minutes after that. So 5 minutes after you talk to the police officer, which you didn't even get to see that yet, did you? Let me go back and get that.
And
so
that's
5 minutes after
the phone goes off.
Have the. So yeah, that'd be right. 5 minutes after they have the.
I don't know. I mean, it's a little weird that Banfield's putting that out. If they're not showing it with the timestamp and stuff, maybe it wasn't the right out there, you know?
Is that the weird one that was on that channel that we were looking at earlier? Like it's just like a random from the building surveillance?
They said it's east.
Which makes it the last of several videos to document Riley Strain's movements. The last, like that's it. It shows Riley walking under the Woodland Bridge and then stopping at that lamppost right there. And he stops for about 6 to 7 seconds, and this is where it gets important. He's seen doing something on his phone. And then he continues northward towards the second bridge close by. That's the James Robertson Parkway Bridge. And the last time he's seen on camera is when he passes this yellow sign just before he reaches that James Robertson Bridge. And he's not been seen or heard from since. The part about him being on his phone is sort of fascinating because of a brand new theory that is circulating. People online have noticed that it has to do with the name of his hotel. When he spoke with his friends on the phone after leaving the bar on Broadway, he told them that he was headed back to his hotel, the Tempo by Hilton. Remember that, the Tempo. The Tempo is a 12-minute walk from Luke Bryant's bar, where Riley was standing after being kicked out. But it is a 12-minute walk west. You'd have to turn left out of the bar, down Broadway. See Luke's on the bottom there? Turn left down Broadway, 12 minutes, you're home. But for some reason, he took the red path up 3rd Ave. He walked straight north. Then he turned right on Church. And then he turned left along the river. Don't forget, he was visiting from Missouri, so he didn't know his way around. So there is a pretty good chance that he tried to follow a map on his phone to get back to his hotel. You know, directions. We all do that on our phone. There are 2 businesses in downtown Nashville, at least 2, that share the name Tempo. The Tempo Hotel, where Riley was going, and Your Tempo, a software company. And that company, Your Tempo, you guessed it, it is right past the 2 bridges where Riley was last seen. At least the video that we're told exists and that the family was shown by the police. When he stopped at that lamppost to look at his phone, was he looking at directions or a map that would take him to the Tempo business instead of the Tempo Hotel, which would mean he wasn't wandering aimlessly, he was going to the wrong Tempo.
And that very well could be. He could have been going to the wrong tempo. The one from the
yeah.
train down to the other side instead of down the other way. Instead of coming out and going to the right.
You know what? That map, he could have read that where it said your tempo, thinking that that was his hotel.
Very well could have, Shit, especially if you're not from there and you don't know shit about that place. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Here's the here real quick. Here's the footage with the police officer where he walks right by him.
Newly released video of a missing college student. And you're looking at it here.
There it is. It's so fast, girl. It's over with that quick. Look at it.
Crews are analyzing newly released video of a missing college student.
And you're looking at it here. It shows Riley Strain talking briefly with a Metro police officer on the night he disappeared. Jordan James is live for us this morning, taking a deeper look into that encounter. Jordan.
Good morning, Amanda. While that encounter was short, it spoke volumes to many in the community as the search for Riley Strain enters its 11th day. So let's bring up some of that footage right now. What you're seeing is Riley Strain interacting with a Metro police officer who asked him how he was doing. Then a 22-year-old replied that he was doing good. It's an expression coming after other surveillance footage showed him running and stumbling moments leading up to him making his way to the Cumberland River. Beyond that police body cam taken just before 10 o'clock Friday night, March 8th, there have not been any more confirmed sightings of the Mizzou senior after that, ultimately inspiring volunteers to come out and search for him Monday along the Cumberland River where that footage was taken.
We're just looking for stuff that the police might not be aware of or that they might be aware of, and we're not allowed to know about anything that they could identify how long he was out here or what he was doing out here in this area.
Their efforts come 24 hours after Riley's bank card was discovered along the Cumberland River by a group of volunteers, which is currently in the process of being inspected for fingerprints. Loved ones say that this new footage has gave them a better idea of some of his final moments seen.
Yeah, so the interaction was that fast, girl. She just walked right. He walked by him. You know what I mean? He said, "How are you? How are you?" Done. And
That
it was
wasn't
over
even
that quick.
Wasn't even a conversation. That was just like, I mean,
Yeah. Hey, how you doing? Bye. Hi, bye. That was really it.
Oh
No, belly dropped.
All right. Well, my little's going to be done practice any minute, so I'm going to jump.
Baby.
Thanks for having me up, and I hope everybody has a good night, and I hope that they find this poor boy.
I know it. I know, man. Thank you for coming up and hanging out with us, baby.
All right. I will be in chat later. Bye.
All right. We'll see ya. Yeah, this poor kid, man.
And remember the timestamp that I mentioned, 9:57 p.m. Riley's phone last pinged 1 minute later at 9:58. That would have been right after Riley walked under the James Robertson Parkway Bridge. Did he turn the phone off right then and there? Did he fall into the river right then and there? Or did he run into trouble right then and there? There are a couple of...
Kind of makes you wonder, because if the phone goes off right after that, maybe his reply text to the girl he was seeing was meant to be good lost or got lost instead of good lops like she received.
Oh. Good point.
Yeah, because he could have said got lost or good lost, got lost.
Yeah. It's after Broadway, Indy.
Yeah, it may have had a low battery, but they'd still be able to ping it, wouldn't they?
They should be able to. That's what leads me to believe. It's what leads me to believe that it may have been, and with them concentrating on the water, it leads me to believe that it was like a water event.
Yeah. Yeah. Like something happened that they...
that are getting some attention tonight. There's a car that is spotted near Riley in each of the surveillance videos. And some observers think that same car is following.
Oh, shit. See, you know what? This is a good thing about social media is they see things that not, you know what I mean? Like they caught that. I didn't catch that.
They were talking about that in your chat earlier today when we were going over this. People in the chat kept saying things about the black car.
Yeah, I remember that earlier, but I'm just saying, like, I didn't catch that. I wouldn't have caught that. That's why I'm glad they said. I'm just glad it got brought up again because I wouldn't have caught that. Like, I didn't even remember earlier, like when they were talking about it earlier. I would not have caught that. Like the cars, I didn't even pay attention to the cars as I've been watching him, paying attention to what he's doing, his movements. You know, that's the good thing about social media, though, is so many different eyes are on it. You know,
I agree. And that's the post that he whacked his head on. That one right, that right there,
right
where
here,
the
the one next to Ashley. Yes. Bam, there it is. And then there's the sign where he walked by, and here's the third one where he was slumped over.
Son of a bitch! Look at that.
Yeah, like I said, I would never even notice that. I wouldn't have noticed. Did you guys notice that? Did anybody in the chat notice that? Besides, besides seeing it on here.
And running broken mad, I agree. It's possible he pulled it together because we have to remember that he was in town on a formal event for his fraternity. So it might be a case of, they were told, do not have any interactions with law enforcement. You could be kicked out of the fraternity for it on an event, no public intox, something like that.
Well, he probably didn't think anything was wrong. He thought he was walking to his hotel. You know what I mean? I mean, he probably didn't think anything was going on, other than he hit his head, but.
Oh, it's been debunked. They have different hubcaps. Okay.
Oh, all right. Okay. Well, then I'm glad. You know what? Then okay, that's even better then. Oh, and the headlights are different too. Okay, cool. Well, as long as you guys have checked that hold on. Ed Black says hubcaps don't match on the wheels. Good eyes, you guys. Good eyes.
We've taken a look at the videos, and we've looked at them, and we've looked at them, and we've looked. It's kind of impossible to tell whether it's the same car in all the videos, and even if it is, that sort of a kidnapping is really hard to reconcile with every other data point that we've been able to put together. Nashville police are not commenting. We've invited them again on this program. They have declined again. There are also questions about the 911 call that was made from Riley's friends following the afternoon on March 9th. Take a look.
Okay. What is his name? His name is Riley Strain. Riley, R-I-L-E-Y, Strain, S-T-R-A-I-N. Okay. Is he white, black, Hispanic, Asian? He's white. 22-year-old, 6'5", blonde. Okay. And what was he last seen wearing? Outside of Luke Bryan's bar last night at like 10, and then the last time his location on his phone was by the sheriff's office at like 11 p.m.
Thank you for watching.
Which actually it was like 10:30, right? That was what our.
Well, I mean, he was kicked out of Luke Bryan's at 9:35.
Yep. Well, yeah, because it says 9:15. Detectives say the last conversation Strain had with a friend was around this time. His phone was pinged in the opposite direction of his hotel. That was 10:15 supposedly. Then this is the next day, the 9th, the 11th through the 16th, and the 17th.
Yeah.
Hold on. The description of the shirt is off to me. Christina M says, hold on. It's a downtown bar area. Lots of ride share services driving around waiting to pick up. It's prime time. Yes. You know what? I was just thinking that's a lot like where they drive around and pick people up and take them home.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Or like the Ubers or whatever, because there's a lot of bars downtown and there's a lot of drinking going on. So let's see what this one was going on.
Day or night, it doesn't matter.
11 minutes ago. So
crews aren't letting anything get in the way of the mission to bring Riley Strain home.
The 22-year-old Missouri college student has been missing for nearly 2 weeks now. The United Cajun Navy put more boats in the water tonight, launching shortly after the sun went down. They set off from the area around Riley's last known location in downtown Nashville. That's on top of the other searches spanning the river today. Crews were downstream near Ashland City again, and the United Cajun Navy also searched several miles of the river, starting in West Nashville during the day. News 2's Sarah Smith introduces us to some of the volunteers involved.
Bob, search crews are out on the water right now. They say it's easier to see at night because of the lights on the boat. Tomorrow marks 2 weeks since Riley was apparently thrown out of Luke Bryan's bar. At sundown, the United Cajun Navy heads out to search the Cumberland River for Riley Strain again, tonight using sonar equipment.
The plan is for us to kind of go as close to bank on the river as we can, side by side, almost like a ground search in a field where everybody lines up and walks. We're going to do the same type of thing with the boats.
This time leaving from a boat ramp near Rock Harbor Marina in West Nashville, about a mile downriver from where Riley went missing. A group of fishermen joining them.
We're on the river pretty often, so we know these parts of the river. So we just figured it would help to have some local guys around to run around with them and see if there's anything we can do.
Crews.
You know what? That's really nice of them. That's really cool of them. And yes, KCG JLR is out there. Well, he was yesterday. I think he is following the Sebastian case now. Sebastian Rogers, I think that's what he's following now. So, or that's where he was anyways today. So, but you know, he posts videos different days from when he's down there and when he's not down there. So who really knows? You know how it goes. I don't know where, I don't know. Nicole B said, I'm really wondering if a car pulled over and offered him a ride. You know, I wondered that too now after they, and especially after they just said that, where there was 3 different cars. It makes me wonder if somebody didn't offer him a ride and then, you know, something happened along those lines.
Who's bringing in dogs to help too.
I think we're going to all get side by side in the boats with the dogs on the front of the boats and run up the river.
Other volunteers using thermal drones like David Berryman.
Hopefully provide some closure for them if it turns out to be a worst case scenario.
Each person involved in the search vowing to not give up until Riley is home.
Most of us involved in this are convinced that we've been called to this by God. And when he calls you to do something, he equips you to do it.
Another piece of information tonight, a witness apparently saw Riley throwing up all over the railing along the river just before he disappears. Now the state's Alcohol Commission and police are still investigating all of this.
Yeah, that's just, it's tough to say one way or another, you know? It's really tough to say one way or another what happened. I hope they pull that homeless guy in, though, and ask him, you know, question him. I really do. But, I mean, how crazy is it they're searching for him and a homeless man falls 30 feet into the Cumberland River as they're searching for him and had, you know, he falls in and falls onto the rocks where he's stuck, and they said that he was injured. His arms and his hands and stuff was injured. And that he would have possibly laid down there and passed had they not found him. I mean, that right there tells you, I mean, what could have possibly happened to him.
Yeah, absolutely. And if the water level was 4 to 7 feet higher 2 weeks ago.
Or what I was thinking about was, what if when he got sick, right, and puked all over his shirt and whatnot, what if he thought, you know what, I'm going to walk down here to this water and wipe my hand off or wash my hand off, and didn't realize it and took the step, you know what I'm saying? Or slid down the bank and flipped and hurt himself, or, you know, and fell in.
Okay, so
what if he was trying to clean up his hands, or, you know what I mean? Something like that, like wipe, you know what I'm saying? With the puke and the vomit, you know, with having vomit on his shirt and his.
Did you see where the bank card was found? So, like,
No.
when you're looking back at these steps, there's a can, like a Michelob Ultra can, that's right at the base of the rock wall. And that's where his bank cards were found. So, like, almost if he would have been like, what if he was leaning on that rock wall, and that's like what somebody had suggested
Flip
earlier
backwards.
today?
What if he was leaning on it and lost his balance, flipped backwards on it, you know?
Could have been that, or if he were leaning over it, and what if he did have his debit card in his pocket or his phone in his pocket on his shirt and it fell out? And
Yeah, you know what? He did just pay his tab. They said he just paid his tab. So, you know, but you would think if it was in his pocket when he hit that goddamn pole so hard, I mean, shit.
Well, there's that thought too. I mean, who just puts it in their shirt pocket versus putting it right back in your wallet?
Not thinking.
Well, there's that too. I forget about the drunk aspect.
Well, I mean, we don't know how much he was like, how drunk he was, but they said he had several drinks prior to going to that bar. That, you know, it's been reported that they had several drinks at other establishments. So
Okay,
that
well,
wasn't
apparently it's a little more logical. I mean, I've done it myself. Yep. I mean, I've done it myself too.
Well, I know that they have things that they're not wanting to talk about, that they've shown the family, video footage that they've shown the family, and they're wanting to keep it there. And I understand that, you know, I get that.
I just thought it was because I went digging to see if I could find where it showed the footage of the card being found, like maybe where it was. And I mean, it was so close to the back part of the rock wall. Like it hit like just over the edge of this, like if it had gone straight down. So that it makes you wonder if maybe it fell and he was trying to figure out a way to get down to it. I don't know. I mean, several thoughts. Maybe he ran into somebody, you know, that knocked him over the edge. Could be any number of things, you know.
Student Riley Strain sent a final confusing text message before he disappeared on March 8th. His new girlfriend had texted him that night to see how he was doing while on a trip to Nashville with his fraternity brothers. His family friend, Chris Stingman, told News Nation. He then texted back, "Good lots, LOPS." The girlfriend.
Good lops. And so they're thinking maybe he's typing back, "got lost." Because that was the text message that was sent. Good lops. See, Riley's final text read, "Good lops."
Right.
So they're thinking that he was saying "got lost."
Didn't know what that meant and decided to Google its meaning. But Bingman believed it reflected Strain's mental state that night after he was allegedly kicked out of country star Luke Bryan's honky tonk bar for being too drunk. Police are now trying to retrace his steps, but so far Dingman has said, quote, "Every piece of the puzzle we've been recovering, it leads us down 100 more questions."
And it really does. It really freaking does. Like there's so many. Once you start looking into it, you're like, what if this happened? What if this could have happened? This could have happened. You know.
Yep. Adding a head injury to it all as well.
Yeah. Yep. And I wonder why Banfield brought that up, that the parents, you know, had seen the video but won't show them. She's like, "I beg to differ." Well, I wonder what she thinks it is. You know?
I don't know. You know. And she sure didn't put any of her own little thoughts out there or spin on it, really, did she?
No, she did. No, she really wasn't adding anything to it. You could tell she wasn't, she wasn't one to say much. Yeah,
Pineapple
there's
icicle
still
tree. That's a good possibility.
yeah, there's so many different.
Down the Cumberland River for missing college student Riley Strain. Good evening and welcome to News 2 at 6. I'm Bob Mueller.
And I'm Haley Wilgus. Metro, Cheatham County, and Ashland City officials all still looking for missing Missouri student Riley Strain along the river.
News 2's Caitlin Quisenberry rode along with search crews in Ashland City this afternoon to learn more about how a search of this scale operates. Caitlin.
Bob, getting on the boat with TWRA in the Cheatham County Sheriff's Office, I learned that there are two ways to search the water, both above the water line and below the water line. I'm told that all officials involved in the search party are using an app called CalTopo. It's made to track every movement of the search and account for all possible locations. The boat's sonar technology shows the depth and speed of the boat, but more importantly, outlines what is below the water. If officials were able to see Strain's body underwater, it would stand out among the fish and debris below. But they say if Strain is in the water, it's more likely he's floating and caught up in debris along an embankment. Lieutenant Shannon Heflin with the Cheatham County Sheriff's.
Now, see, this is the one that messed up on us earlier. Brianna says, $20 super sticker. Here's my hypothesis. He falls and hit his head. He's got a concussion, so he's nauseous. He leans over the bridge, railing to be sick. His debit card falls out of his front pocket. He tries to reach it, stretches too far, and falls. That does make actually a lot of sense. Because he did just pay his tab. And he's got one of those shirts on that looks like he could just slide it in the shirt,
Mm-hmm.
Walking along Bay Street near the Cumberland River where his bank card was found.
And that TikToker, she's like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, I found his bank card. Like, she was tripping. You hear me?
Gotta hang up. We gotta hang up. We gotta call somebody.
Yeah, she was tripping when she found it, which, I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't be, but holy hell, she didn't know what the heck to think. Like, you could tell she was just... Man. It's sad all the way around. It really is.
Yeah. Ooh, what is this guy showing us over here on the right? Is that like the banks? Yeah, that's right there by that short little wooden fence again. It's not on the timeline. Well, I mean, unless it's the 10:15, unless that's the 10:15 phone call. But there's not like a text to the girlfriend on the timeline.
Hey, Roro.
Hey.
What's up, baby?
To me, this just seems like the perfect storm for to me, a horrible, tragic accident.
Yeah.
You've got somebody from that doesn't know the city. Okay, he's young. Okay, 22. Alcohol, a horrific fall. Um, like in that one video where he walks and then he turns around. He's like, it almost like he's saying, am I going right? You know, it's like you can almost, you know, and I'm with Brianna. I think this is just a horrific accident that just everything lined up for the perfect storm. You know what I mean? There's just so many factors. That's just my opinion. So sad. But it just goes to show you that, you know, if they had not been out looking for him, that other man, it just happens.
Right.
And
Right.
I hate to say this, and a lot of people are like, you know, they need to put barriers up and high fences and all the things. Well, then you're going to have problems with the city. I hate to say it, because the city's going to be like, we don't want that because it takes away from the look. I'm just saying how natural it is. You know, um, it's just sad. But that fall, I can't get that
Well,
fall out
yeah.
of my head. And, you know, we've all seen, you know, my dad, well, Queen this past summer, last summer, you know, my dad fell and had that horrific head injury. You know, I mean, he fell from a sitting position. He just fell, you know, getting, you know, leaning over to get out in his car and lost his balance, but hit that concrete. And I mean, I didn't know he was in the hospital for 3 days because he didn't know who he was. You know, he's in another state. So that head injury, that fall, just, oh, yeah, Brianna, it's like one bad coincidence after another.
Oh, and most likely that's probably what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing but a bad set of like a Lemony Snicket's type scenario.
Yeah. And, you know, I can't stand Banfield, but it was interesting what she said about the name of this hotel. And if he Googled that, you know, and then it came up that business, which would have been right there, you know, you take it's at night, alcohol, head injury, don't know where you're going, you know. We don't know if he had a head injury, but, you know, you fall on your head that hard in the concrete, and then he walked so differently right after it. It's like watching a football game, and we call it getting your bell rung, you know, and they have
Yeah.
helmets on, and they run around in a circle, and they, you know, they're kind of like, we call it getting your bell rung. And, you know, they kind of run around like, where do I go? He got up like, you know, something just wasn't right.
Unfortunately, Indy, we don't have all of those details. They've not gone into detail about who was with him other than it being fraternity brothers as they were in town for a formal event. And why did he leave the bar? Well, originally we were told that he was overserved, and then the family spokesperson has come out and said that there was a misunderstanding, and
But that's one thing. If there's any kind of little scuttle or whatever, if there's words exchanged, they're gonna knock that out quick. Because that's when bottles start flying and folks go to jail. So they're like, nope, you know. And I'm not saying he did anything wrong. I'm just saying, you know, there can be a misunderstanding, and you know,
according
and
to
we've
the
all had.
timeline, they've checked hospitals and detention facilities. It sounds like his parents, mom and stepdad, came to town. Don't know, Indy. Mom and stepdad came to town. They're approximately 6 hours away.
I just hope they find him soon. Real
Yeah.
soon. I just think it's just a tragic accident. I don't think that. I think it was just a perfect storm for a horrible, tragic accident. And I pray for those fraternity brothers because I cannot imagine the guilt. You know, I mean, we all know how long it takes to pay a tab. They ain't moving quick, you know. You got to get your car back, you know, get in your car, get your car back, you know, all the things. So,
Yes, pineapple icicle tree, right. They said that he was doing the right thing.
right. And he left, and, you know, that was it.
Small town girl, that's what I would think too, is he might be, you know, because the water level was, what did they say, 4 to 7 feet higher.
Higher. And the guy
So,
said on that day, the current was really bad on that day
yeah.
that this happened. That the current, because, you know, currents change too, just like with the water levels. But they said on that day that the current was extremely bad. I've been in on that river fishing. Yeah, you got to know
All
what
right,
you're
we're going on a
doing.
field trip here. We're going to go on a little field trip here. This is where they put us right here. So here we are. This is where it's at, right? This is the bar.
Yep.
All right, so here we are out in the middle. All right, so here we are in the middle. Is this where JLR was pointing at us and pointing?
Oh yeah, that's that funny X.
All right, we'll get out here in the middle. All right, we're out here in the middle. So shoot, let me get back up here. Okay, so right here, right there is where it's at to the right, huh?
Yep.
Oh shoot, I'm driving us back here. Okay, so they said he goes. Okay, hold on. He comes out of the bar, and they said he goes to the right, where he's supposed to go to the left. Right?
He goes to. You're making me dizzy.
Sorry.
I need some drama, man, girl. You flying
Shit,
a
my bad.
helicopter?
I'm sorry about that.
You flying a helicopter, baby?
So it's well, instead of going left
I
or right,
know.
he actually goes down this street right here. So he takes
Right.
off and goes down this way. So this is where we want to go. So he walks
Correct.
down here, and this is where they catch him on the camera. We're trying to line up where he walks. You know what I'm saying? Where it's like the construction and all that, where the parking lot's at, where he would have smacked his head.
I think that's what you showed earlier.
Which would be right here. I'm pretty sure right here.
Yes. I think
Because
that's
he
it
takes
right
a
there.
right. Because he takes a right on the next street, I think. He walks past. Yep.
Well, that looks like the thing he would have hit himself on right there.
Yep.
You know?
See, I think that's it right there.
It is.
That's it.
No.
No. Wait.
No. Back up.
All right, I'm going to turn around then. Because there's a little food truck thing right there. There's a little food truck deal. That's what they were talking about. There was a food truck right outside. It was in the parking lot, which would have been
the
corner. So if we go back down to the corner, that's where he starts at. So turn around. He walked all the way down past the food truck. There was a fight at the altar. There was an altercation at the food truck. Right?
That's
so
what he did his full run. Yep.
I'm wondering what he hits. Maybe it's up here a little ways. Could have been this pole here, maybe. I don't know.
No, I don't think so. That pole just looked different. It could be
too high
because it was right in that parking lot.
Yeah, it was.
It just didn't look like a. Yeah, It was right at the edge of that parking lot.
Because you could see the lines on the
Uh-huh. Yeah, the
concrete.
spaces. Yeah.
So it had to have been up in here somewhere.
Yeah, right there.
Right there. Right by those see the signs and the cones?
Yeah.
Right in
there.
there.
Right there.
That's where he fell, was in right in that, right there. Because
I bet
those
you
white
guys
lines
are-
match up.
Mm, mm, mm. Mm.
Mm-mm. And of course, it is old images. Yes, Petal. Yes, Petal does bring a good point to the table. It's an older image.
Right. But yeah, that's it, because there was no tall buildings behind it. You know, it was an empty lot. Oh, that just breaks my heart. So there's no tall buildings like
All right.
directly
Yep.
right there. Oh.
You see him come running. It's like a stop sign or something, or the parking thing there, right? That he runs into.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
It's probably like a fee.
Right
like
beyond
a
that,
fine.
if you look right beyond that, there's the marks on the parking lot ground, right about where your mouse is. There's those white marks. You got to remember, Google Images is old.
You see that?
So,
Where he starts walking right there. So see? You can't. See?
and now watch what he does with his hand and his head.
Yeah.
Wait, is he on the phone? Is that a
No.
phone in the palm of his hand?
I don't think so. I think he's holding his head. They would have come out and said he was on the phone.
Looks like he's holding his head. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's holding his head. Yeah, because he moves his hand and he's not gripping onto anything. Oh, poor baby.
Okay, back that up one more time, because it looks like there's a phone up to his ear.
You think?
It would be, okay, so the right hand is what he's touching the wall with. It's in the left hand. It looks like it's either up to his ear or going on to speakerphone.
I think he's touching his head. I don't think he has anything in his hand. I think he's just got his hand on his head.
Right.
There's the black car. He is on speakerphone for his parents. Okay.
Oh, okay. It's even more heartbreaking. Oh, God. Oh, God.
They said he made several calls, Emily.
No.
I just wonder, like, if he hadn't been running and hadn't fallen, would have things been different, I don't know. That fall really, that fall has me shook. Oh, okay, I will have to buy. If I check it now, it'll pop me down. Thank you, baby.
Right back pocket. Man, and it's what, we're 2 weeks out?
Mm-hmm.
It's a long time for... Yeah.
It's true.
All
That's
right.
true. They always walk away in crashes because they're limp and they just, that even being limp, when you fall like that, you can't get your head limp enough, whether it hit the ground or the pole. That was a hard fall.
Yeah, it was.
And then there was a witness that he got sick right after that. That says a lot.
Indy said voices is right. Holy shit! Did hell
Yeah.
just freeze over? What the fuck just happened?
I felt the earthquake
Stephanie, you're up here.
revolving.
Hey,
How are you,
do you
baby?
guys know that he actually hits another sign? He walks
No,
into
we
another
didn't.
sign. Yeah.
Where?
Okay, so like if you go back to when he gets to going towards Gay Street, that video footage at the corner, you would have to zoom in to see it, but you can see the sign shake. He walks into that sign also. It's almost off screen, but there's actually footage of him walking into it. Like somebody actually zoomed in on it.
And he just like bumps into it, like
Yeah, he just like
his
full
whole
force just
body,
walked
or
into it. Yeah. Okay, so like right there where the road closed sign is, do you know what I'm talking about? At the corner
oh yeah.
on Gay and I think First.
Yeah.
Right
Oh,
off the camera, there's that orange sign. You can barely see it. Well, you can barely see him, but he bumps right into that.
is that when he's outside of the crosswalk and all the other people are in the crosswalk?
Kind of. Yeah, that's why he's outside of the crosswalk, is because he hit that sign and it took his balance. And that's just before the lady says to him about, I hope you're not driving. Right there at that crosswalk where he talks to them ladies.
Is that where he
The
does like
people
the
that,
circle? Where he like does like he
yep,
circles, there's a circle
Yeah.
turn around or whatever.
yeah.
Yep.
You know
Oh,
what?
that
That makes me
he
yeah, because he probably he like flips around.
And another thing is like we know that they said something about the sedan following him. However, the cop sees him on the body footage ahead of both of the bridge, right? So the cop sees him before the bridges. He's able to make it in between the two bridges. So how did he get picked up before the bridges? Off just off the body footage. Because there's no way that anybody could have heard somebody say if he got picked up in between the bridges where he was last seen. You know what I mean?
No, I don't understand. Try that
Okay,
again.
so like theory has it where the cop was located was on the one side of both the bridges, right? Just
mhm.
before
Right.
the first bridge.
He was on
Just
this. He was before the bridges.
right before the first bridge.
Right.
In order for like people are saying, well, we heard him tell them to get in and the car door shut. How did you hear that if that took place way down the road in
Oh,
between the bridges? And they're
I
saying,
Oh,
no,
I don't.
he must have got into them cars because by the time the cop turned around, he was gone. So he would have had to get into the car between the bridges. How was he still seen in between the bridges?
why? I haven't heard
I don't
anything that
believe.
supports
I,
that. I don't know. I
Yeah.
guess you would have to
I
cite
don't
your
know who
source.
said, and like my whole thing is if they knew he got into a vehicle, why are they having boats search the river?
I
Well,
don't
Just
think
that's
they
before
know
that
here,
would
that.
be what
right
then.
before here. Now,
Well, they
um,
actually
They're
said at first.
saying,
That's what I said. I was like, why are they saying at first they said they don't believe he went into the water? That's the very first thing they said was they didn't believe he went into the water.
right.
The very first statement they made, they said they did not believe that he went into the water. Now all of a sudden they're searching the water. I did hear that.
But okay, so right off the side, do you see the orange
let me go.
sign right off the corner? Oh, if you we're back there. Okay, right here. Pause. Okay, do you see this orange sign right off to the right of that clip?
I think it shows it again up here a little bit. Let's see here. When he's walking. I don't know if it shows it again. Let me go back up here real quick because I got the sound off where it was. Because I just wanted to
Right.
play that one part where he was walking across so you could see it.
Right. And see this version don't show him. But look, if you pause it here, if you found the one of him crossing that walk right there, that you see that little piece of orange off to the right hand of the screen?
That's
Okay,
the
he walks into
light.
that
That's
sign.
like the walkway.
No, that's a sign. He walks into that.
Right, it's outside of the crosswalk.
Right, like off to the right hand side, all the way over. Take your mouse all the way over. Up.
Right here.
Nope, over.
There?
Right there, right there. That little clip of orange. He walks into that sign.
Which is, I mean, and then he still walks across the street. You know what I'm saying? He still goes across the street.
But he does run into another sign, which shows, he's pretty inebriated, or he's had
Yeah, 'cause
something.
he stops, does like a whole ass circle, and then flips around. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, yeah,
But yeah, I wasn't sure if you guys knew about that.
No, but I appreciate you coming up and letting us know. I mean, I
Yeah.
didn't see that at first.
Yeah, I on allegedly with Brittany. Yes, last night I was watching. We were talking
That's what
about
you
it.
were talking about, voices, when you were telling me to play the timestamp of whatever.
Yeah, I think that's what Coco had pointed that out, and that's what I had repeated, and I apologize.
No, it's all right, baby. Is that what you were telling? Is that the same thing you were telling me about, or is there something different on it?
Nope, I think that's the same thing.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
And then
I haven't heard anything about him getting in a car though. I haven't.
Yeah, I haven't heard that either.
I haven't heard
Oh,
anything about.
there's people speculating and saying, oh, I heard somebody tell him to get in, and I'm like, no, I did not hear that.
The only time I heard that was the police officer saying that at first, that they didn't think he was in the water. They didn't say anything about getting in a car, but they just said that they didn't think he was in the water. And that was when they very first reported it. So I think they thought he was just going to turn up, though, like
Right. And I think that
with the girl or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I think
and
when they
my
found that
biggest
bank
thing
card is when
you
it
don't
changed
send
a little bit.
you don't send the Cajun Army or the Cajun Navy, the boat people out to that river to search a river when he didn't go the river way.
But what changed is they found the bank card.
Yeah.
By
and
the river,
looking at the embankment, how steep it was.
Right.
That's why then it focused to there because
Is that what
I mean,
changed
look,
it
a
to the
guy was
river?
rescued tonight. He fell 30 feet.
Right.
It happens,
Right, that makes sense. That makes sense as to why they changed it to the river then.
Right.
But I thought maybe I came in late to the game because I came in when they were already looking in the river.
Yeah, I think that's when their focus changed more to the water when they found the bank card on the embankment and the steepness of that embankment. Then they have to explore that. They can't say, "Well, we
Yeah, and
started
the
out
Cajun
thinking
Navy,
this."
they volunteered. They went and volunteered to go help because they didn't
Yeah.
have a lot of people to look in the water. So they didn't have very many people wanting to search at all. This case didn't really have any kind of coverage or any people volunteering, or you know what I mean? They started getting coverage. A couple girls went out from TikTok and helped. They found the bank card. Now the shirt's been found. Supposedly a homeless guy has it, and there was vomit found on it. You know what I'm saying? So they obviously now they know he got sick. I would say, in my opinion, probably from hitting his head so damn hard, and then obviously if he hit that other sign, but
that could also account for the lack of coordinated, the wonky movement.
Walking all weird, yeah.
Yeah, because he ran into that other sign, and that probably was more of a concussion.
Well, I mean that'd be. Well, yeah, I guess it could be.
No,
for
that
both
could have just
either way.
It just probably like triggered even more, because
exacerbated.
He looked like he hit
Susie.
pretty hard.
There's a lot of rumors out there. The parents called in the Navy. The parents didn't call them in. They volunteered. That's from my understanding. Volunteered their time. But yeah, matter of fact, here, we'll play this real quick. I think they're in it.
A massive search underway for 22-year-old Riley Strain, who's been missing for more than a week. The University of Missouri student was last seen on March 8th in Nashville during a fraternity trip. Newly released police body camera footage shows Strain walking by an officer that night just before 10, seemingly okay in a brief interaction.
How you doing, sir? I'm good. How are you? Good.
Investigators using helicopters, drones, and boats looking for any trace of him.
It's not getting any easier. Time seems like it's really to the critical point. We want to ask anybody if they know anything to please share it.
Two citizen detectives who have been searching for clues say they found a bank card under a bridge with Riley's name on it not far from where he disappeared.
You found his credit card? We couldn't find his credit card. We gotta. My stomach sank, her stomach sank, and we both looked at each other like, is this real?
Surveillance videos show the 6'7" student walking alone after leaving a bar owned by country music star Luke Bryan. You can see Strain falling and stumbling in the streets. The bar saying Riley was served one drink and 2 waters, and then our security team made a decision based on our conduct and standards to escort him from the venue. Police saying Riley's phone last pinged across the river from the famed Broadway strip. His parents have traveled to Nashville in hopes of getting some answers.
We really appreciate everything.
It's what's keeping us going.
Poor mama.
Strain's phone has been off since he went missing. At this point, police say there is no evidence of foul play, but add that they are open to all possibilities. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
What part of Missouri is he from? Do we know that?
He went to Mizzou.
Kia said, oh, great. Now they have a name, Citizen Detectives. That'll be Betty's new word.
Oh, Lord. Lord have mercy. All right, one more hot down. That's just my thoughts on it. I just think it's just the perfect storm for tragic accident. Springfield. Oh, he was in Springfield or Columbus. I'm saying Columbus and Springfield. I got family in Springfield. So sad.
I think Springfield.
Okay. Springfield.
Yeah, and then now they got this other video that they're not going to release out, but they've shown the family what it is. They've shown the family, like they've let them watch it and stuff, but they're not going to put it out right now.
And there's a reason why. We don't need to see everything Ashley Banfield.
Well, they said it's really nothing of substance on it. You know what I'm saying? There's really nothing that it's just him kind of wondering about the same time. So, but you know what? After he sees that officer and he says he's fine, it's not too long after that he vomits on himself.
Right.
You know.
Okay, Columbia is where the university is. Okay, but he's from Springfield that goes to college in Columbia. Okay, thank you. All right, one more hot down. Y'all have a good night. I'll be back down in chat.
All right. I love you, baby. We'll see you.
Love you too. Good night.
Good night, love. Happy life. How are you, baby?
I'm doing okay. I was just going to say, if you want to play this, I just put it in the back chat. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you go. Yeah, I can hear you good.
I don't know how to do everything, but I think you should play this video. It'll stop a lot of the speculation going on. I'm still here.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say because you've dropped this a couple times. It says the mysterious disappearance of Riley, the behavior and body language. What is this? The doctor? Who is this?
Yeah, Dr. G. And this was also played by the family on Facebook this morning, Facebook Live.
Let's see here. Let me pull it up real quick, baby.
I was hoping Rowena would get to see it because she'll understand.
Yeah,
But
she's
I
down in
think
the chat.
everybody
Yeah,
needs
she
to
should be.
see it.
All right, baby. Here, we'll
Okay,
play
I'm
this.
gonna go down.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Let's see. Well, I got
psychologist
playing, so
and body language expert. And today we're going to be analyzing the behavior and body language of Riley Strain.
yeah, because this is 12 minutes. Do you have a timestamp, baby? You wanna? I was gonna say, yeah. She sounds like she's crying. What is going on?
I don't know. My guess would be that it's just the case in general and all the speculation going on with it and things being said. It's probably affected her.
Yeah,
Maybe
it's very much touched happy life.
Now,
Very
part of what makes
carefully.
Yeah.
We'll
And
see
yes,
what he's
Dr.
talking
G
about.
is a Dr. G
I
is
mean,
a
yeah,
real
he's good.
doctor.
And I can share the link, but I mean, this is 12 minutes long, so I mean, I'm not going to be able to play all of it. You know what I mean? But he kind of just goes over the same stuff we all went over. You know what I'm saying?
slack his arms are right now. That tells us something about his blood alcohol content. If, for argument's sake, this is purely alcohol, we don't know that it
It could be something else. We don't know.
was. It could be a concussion. There's other possibilities, which we're going to talk about in a second. But let's talk about this as though it is purely blood alcohol content. Now, various amounts of alcohol lead to various levels of impairment. I think most of us understand that principle. A blood alcohol content of about 0.02 to 0.05 leads you to feeling calm. It makes you feel relaxed. You have slight motor disruption. That typically, for somebody his size, would probably be 1 or 2 beers. So when we're talking about 3 or 4 or 5 beers, then we're getting into a blood.
Well, not only that, we don't know if he drank beforehand or, you know, did any pre-gaming or was that any bars or restaurants. They haven't released all that yet. You know what I mean?
Or if he was even roofied.
Right. We won't know.
Because that would have had a major effect on him too. And appear drunk. I don't know.
And I think that's kind of what he was talking about with we'll address the substance later.
Yeah, because there's really not, I mean, we're not going to know anything about that right now, you know. As far as him going in circles, you can tell, I mean, just by the way he was walking, I mean, shit. Here, we'll go see what he says about him whacking his head and hitting his head.
Walking. A little bit hard to tell. Now, this next clip is...
See, he's got these backwards, and that's the thing. He's playing these clips off that one New York Post, and he's playing this first when this should be played second.
You're right.
He doesn't even have it in order. You know what I'm saying? So for him to properly diagnose, he would have to know that he hits his head first on this, and then he sees him walking by, right? And then we see him going down the road, and then third would be to see him right here.
Correct.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, in order to properly diagnose what he's talking about, he would have to know that these are switched.
Right?
So...
seems like maybe he was looking for somebody. And if he's looking for someone or he's trying to...
Well, I mean, he's looking for his hotel, you would think. Fuck, he was trying to get back home, but get back to the hotel with everybody else. You know what I mean? That's what you would think he was looking for.
Now, if you watch his body language right here, his arms are a lot stiffer. He's walking a lot more carefully. Seeing police officers can oftentimes have this effect. We tend to go into that freeze, flight, or fight state. We don't want somebody to know that we're intoxicated, so we do freeze. So that does show some awareness that he doesn't want to be seen by police right then. Not because I think anything nefarious is going on, but I think that if he is in fact drunk at that time, you don't want to be arrested for public drunkenness, and he was able to coordinate himself well enough and respond.
Plus, he just got kicked out of the bar, so he probably thinks again. You know what I'm saying?
And if he happened to be on a
not everything is
substance,
nefarious, pure misadventure. He could have been, yeah. I mean, not everything's nefarious here. Shit. How are you doing tonight? Good, love.
Above and beyond him making spelling errors, maybe from being intoxicated, maybe it was just a normal spelling error. I've done that kind of stuff as well, where I'll send a message that doesn't really make much sense. But I don't think that it was anything dangerous. I don't think it was sending any kind of message. I don't think it was shorthand for anything other than trying to send probably a fairly normal text message back. So a couple of TikTokers actually found his credit card right near the Cumberland River. The fact that only his credit card was found and not his ID or his wallet or anything else, I think is interesting. I do think that you need to find out from people who are close to him, assuming that anybody knows him well enough to know those kinds of details, as to whether or not he's the kind of guy who would just chuck his credit card in his pocket.
Hey, can you tell me what family member was playing this morning that you seen this on? where you seen this playing at? Was it in a group, or where'd you see this playing at?
I
Me?
think that was, I think it
I
was
did.
Happy Life,
Yeah.
and I think they've
Oh,
dropped
okay.
back in chat. They'll have to type it in chat.
Yeah, I was gonna say you'll have to let us know where, you know.
Facebook
My
group
concern would
cousin
be immediate
posted
concern.
it.
What, baby?
Facebook group cousin posted it.
Oh, okay. Yes, I didn't know if it was like a family member or what. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like mom or dad posted this, or was it like in a Facebook group of, you know what I'm saying, like a group that they, you know what I mean, like a Riley Strand group or whatever, missing Riley Strand. I watched this replay not long ago. This guy is purely speculating as well. Everyone is until Riley's found. This guy is smart, but he has a lot of details incorrect based on the new info. Yeah, I kind of agree. I kind of agree.
And you're right. He has the footage out of order, so he's not seeing the way that things happened.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, if that's how it's supposed to be, we went and did the times. You know what I'm saying? We matched the timestamps up. So
the family missing page, Riley's missing page, and the family rep posted this.
Who's a friend of the family, has been with the
It's the
stepdad
spokesperson.
in some other videos. Huh.
Yeah, Chris Dinger. Dinger.
Dinger? Dinger. Interesting.
Uh-oh.
She says, listen to him explain hitting the head. Uh-oh. Our show now, voices.
Well, we can't at the moment, Happy Life. We'll just have to
closing out all these boxes.
You have the timestamp for that, Happy Life? What's the timestamp on that?
Well, I mean, yeah, they said that. I mean, you would think he would be looking for his hotel. He got removed from the bar. They said that his hotel he went down the wrong, the opposite street, which would be like getting confused. Maybe he got turned around. And you know what? I mean, getting removed from the bar, you know what I mean? Being intoxicated, I'm sure he probably was looking for his hotel to go back, you know what I mean? To wait for the other guys to get back. And they said he went the opposite direction. Probably got turned around. Especially after drinking, or you know what I mean? If there was something else in his drink, who knows? Which is sad all the way around. I mean, shit. It's awful. What'd she say? You have a timestamp, baby? Is that what you said? You wanted to play something? Did you want me to play something else? Happy Life or what?
Right before his head hit, he hit his head. Voices.
Yeah, that doesn't work, honey. We kind of need to anyway.
Well, it's okay. It's all good. No biggie. So this was an hour ago. It says family friends help organize online tips to find Riley. I think this is kind of important. So
family told us today they've seen new unreleased surveillance video of their son.
His stepfather says the video shows Riley briskly walking or jogging. It is from along Gay Street near his last known location. Today, volunteers set up a tent in that area to hand out flyers. Family friend Chris Dingman has helped connect the family with people who may have seen Riley that night. He says yesterday a couple reached out claiming they interacted with Riley before he went missing.
The couple that reached out and turned in, reported the video that's literally down the corner from us right now, I was able to put the family together with them last night on a Zoom, a FaceTime, and I got to talk to them, and it was phenomenal to get to talk to them, and I told them, I said, thank you for your compassion.
And I think that's really sweet. I really do. I think that's really sweet that they reached out. And you know what I'm saying? His mom was able to say thank you for seeing my son, and talking to my son and being concerned and having compassion for him. You know what I mean?
That's a good act. Yes. Or a kind act.
During this entire journey that actually stopped to see how Riley was doing, and we thank him for it.
The family is urging anyone who recognizes themselves or someone they know in any of the surveillance video to please come forward and share whatever information they can.
Obviously, this story continues to develop every day. Find the latest information online at WKRN.com. Coverage is on our homepage.
And I'm sure the family will be back out there and passing out flyers and stuff tomorrow. I know that they said they had the sonar. They were doing the sonar tonight. They need it to be as dark as possible.
With all them bright lights on the other side of the river, though, that wasn't very dark over there. But I mean, I guess you can't.
Well, it's more about the way they're shining the water the light in the water.
Right.
So that it can help illuminate. Because they do, when you're doing you're also you look during the daylight along anything that could be held up along the bank. And then at night, you can shine the light in and then it'll illuminate all the water along the bank as well.
Right. Right. True. Anyhow, reads a trap. Never.
Sorry, I'm eating Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Straight from the freezer,
Man,
baby. I love Cool Whip.
Cool Whip's the bomb, baby.
I keep it in the freezer and then I just chip away at it a little bit at a time. Oh God, it's better than ice cream.
Is it? I was gonna say, is that like your ice cream treat?
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, I'll shut up now.
Don't ask me why I would say that or know that. Been there a time or two.
Strain, who was last seen almost 2 weeks ago, continues. The 22-year-old University of Missouri student was last seen after he was reportedly kicked out of a bar in downtown Nashville. Strain was visiting with his fraternity brothers for their spring formal trip when he disappeared, reportedly telling his friends that he was going to go back to the hotel, but he was last seen walking towards the Cumberland River in the opposite way. Now, Strain is picked up on several surveillance cameras.
Didn't I just say that? He was looking for his hotel.
I think you did. Hi, Stacy fan. Welcome.
You know what I'm saying? Was kind of going off what they've said. I mean, come on now.
I thought you said Miracle Whip or the Miracle Whip.
Oh shit! You just ruined my Cool Whip.
Including newly surfaced surveillance footage, which shows Strain briefly interacting with a police officer around 10 p.m. And while he doesn't appear to be in distress, there's this other surveillance footage that shows him running headfirst into a pole, then holding his head. That was just minutes before that exchange with the officer. And a couple has also come forward stating that they witnessed Riley vomiting over a rail. Again, this is believed to be before his interaction with that officer. And now, multiple homeless individuals are stating they saw a homeless man by the name of Ross wearing a shirt that was similar to the one that Riley was last seen wearing. This after he claims to have found it hanging over a railing. On Sunday, Riley's bank card was also discovered by a river not far from where he was last seen. The search is now expanding 40 miles to Ashland City. Metro Nashville police are stating there is no indication of foul play at this time, but obviously we have a lot of questions. And for that, I want to bring on News Nation correspondent Evan Lambert. He's been covering the case from Nashville. Evan, good to see you. So we're hearing that the family has reviewed this unreleased surveillance video of Riley near the bar. Do we have any updates on that? And by the way, was it near the bar?
It was not near the bar, no, Jesse. It was in the area right where Riley's last known pings were, where that body camera video is just a little bit north of there to the second bridge along Gay Street, if anyone is familiar, along the riverfront here of the Cumberland River. That's where that new video comes from. And I did talk with police today. They said that they haven't released it because it's not really great quality, but it confirms for them what they already knew based on the cell phone information. The family, though, was telling us that they were grateful to know, just have one additional piece, knowing, putting Riley a little bit further up the road in the area where he was last seen.
And real quick, this whole thing about the homeless man named Ross, is that a credible lead or is it kind of off?
It doesn't seem so. What we've been told by a source is just that that is not verified at this point. It's something that the police definitely have heard. We asked them about it a couple of days ago, and they pretty much dismissed it because they don't find it credible. That story where a shirt was supposedly found is nowhere near where this video places Riley last, so it wouldn't make sense. You would have to have seen him on that surveillance video without his shirt on, which we clearly don't see.
Right. Thank you for watching. Go.
So see how weird it is about the shirt thing.
Yeah. But if it's the shirt, if the fraternity brothers all had a shirt like that, kind of, any one of them could have taken off their shirt and left it, and he could have found that. For all we know, Riley could still have his on if it's one that they all had.
Well, yeah, like they just said, in every surveillance video, he's got it on.
Right. So he could still have his on if it's something that they all had. Could be somebody else's that guy picked up. They said the Garth Brooks store. They are
sold at the Garth Brooks store.
Oh,
That's what that shirt looks like.
And that tells those people seen him
1990s.
vomiting. Those people seen him
It does
vomiting.
look like something Garth Brooks would wear.
It does. It looks like a 1990s Garth Brooks shirt.
Right, that tells they did. And the shirt had vomit
That
on it
makes
too. So that is it. That's like I said, they're not. I agree. The shirt.
It's a
Those
popular
people
shirt
seen
around
him.
there.
They seen him vomiting, and the shirt had vomit on it as well. So yeah.
He could still have his on though.
She said, Petal said, we've been saying that all evening.
Mm-hmm. Chad has been saying that all night. That could be
Right. It
anyone
didn't
else.
click. Listen, it didn't click for me. I was like, what do they keep meaning? It's a Garth Brooks shirt. What do they mean? I wasn't getting it. And then I was like, oh.
There's a Garth Brooks store near the bar.
Yeah, Brenda, we've heard that rumor as well, but I mean, I don't know. I don't think they would be putting as much time and energy and effort into putting searching the water if they didn't feel he was in that water.
Yeah,
I still think
exactly.
it leads. I think it has something to do with the way the phone, because they know it didn't run out of battery and they know it wasn't powered down.
The water might have powered it down itself.
Bet the phone indicates that it had a catastrophic water event.
Yep.
The bigger concern is that from what we're learning about the Cumberland River, it has a wicked undercurrent. It moves that's a swift moving river. they might need to be searching down farther.
Is there an island on that river? I'm just curious. Like downriver?
I'm not sure. Emily, that was actually what I was going to be making with it, but then I busted into the mandarin oranges one night, and I ate that, and then I picked at some of the coconut that I put in it, and yeah, so then I finally just said screw it and started eating the Cool Whip myself.
Okay. I was just wondering if there was an island down further. But I thought when I looked on Google Maps, but it probably was an old Google Maps that they used to have down there. But I don't know which way the river flows.
Well, see, Kia said, I'm surprised the waterproof Apple Watch went down at the same time.
Right.
See, that was Mel, that was the same thing I was thinking. That maybe if maybe he felt like he was overheating due to the whack of the head.
Uh-huh.
Because sometimes when you have a brain injury, it can cause.
Right.
You just cut out.
No, I was
okay.
pausing in thought. I'm sorry.
No, it's all right. I just thought it cut out. It's all good, baby. Well, yeah, we've been on here about 3 hours. I'm going to jump off here soon, guys. I'm getting tired, but I appreciate you hanging out. Thank you guys for talking about this with me. And we'll probably get back on here tomorrow and chit chat, see what's going on with,
Hey, thanks for going over this and bringing awareness to it. It's really kind of cool that we got to see the area at night.
Well, yeah, and then not only that, but then they found that guy that had fallen 30 feet down. To that shows you just how easy it can happen. You know what I'm saying, like that, and
Right.
Yeah.
So crazy.
Thank you, Stephanie, for coming up and hanging out.
Yeah, no problem. You guys have a wonderful evening.
You too.
See you
baby.
later. Good night.
God bless. Thank you for hanging out, love. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for hanging out, and I will catch you guys tomorrow. We'll catch you on the flip side.